How's your weekend going already? Friday night and ain't got no pizza and beef. You know, I got to stop with pizza. I really am going to tell you. It's become an addiction. It's not just about the food anymore, the taste. It's an addiction. I started intravenously feeding it at some point. Babe, you know what? I want to have a conversation tonight that I hope this is the last year we actually have to have this conversation. This goes since Shanahan, Coach Shanahan and John Lynch arrived in San Francisco. The mission has been to pull the 49ers out of a 3-year nosedive when the team started plummeting pretty much after Harbaugh left in 2014, right? The first thing the duo did was start building the personnel and nearly from scratch. As a matter of fact, as we've seen Shanahan in his first day of the press conference bring in an entourage of football players as if there weren't any in San Francisco already. Remember? That was funny. I didn't know what was going on with that. Damn, he brought a whole army with him. That's because we didn't have really any solid football players. Remember the argument you'd run up against other fans? Oh, no, worse than that. The media. Well, the 49ers really have no talent. Every time they said that, my skin would just crawl. What? And I'd look around our lineup and our roster. I'd argue and fight. I don't care who says it. If you're not a 49er fan, I wouldn't put up with it. But they were right. We didn't have any talent. Well, except a few people, right? I mean, you had the Buckner and the guys, you know, we had a couple of guys, I guess. You know, Jimmy Ward is now showing. Okay. There were about 4 or 5 guys that actually were talented. But you have a team where you needed more than 4 or 5 guys. So you can't say that the team has talent when you only got 4 or 5 guys. And while the team is now solid at every position, they still have not. They have not established a number 1 receiver that sends fear through the NFL. Well, you know what? Debo probably does. Not on a large scale just yet. You know, because last year would have been it. Because the thing is, had he came back a second year in a row and beat up the NFL like he did his first year as a rookie, and that may take place this year. Hopefully that is the case. Meanwhile, the NFC West is now loaded with some of the most dangerous receivers in the game. all in our division. I almost said it. Tonight, we'll be taking your phone calls for your thoughts on the priorities of the Niners team building and projections of the young and up-and-comers in the Niners receiver room. Are we going to stop having this conversation soon? Because quite frankly, it could. Well, it didn't. We were worse 29. Well, we had Emmanuel Sanders. You see, it's really complicated. One thing about the 49ers, you know, one thing about being a 49er fan is never a dull moment, right? If it's not one thing, it's another. This past Thursday, you heard it, right? I didn't know what to make of it at first. As when you get bits and pieces of news, you don't know how to put it together, right? The NFL announced the Niners were penalized 1 week for violating off-season practice rules. WTF? What? What rule? How did league officials find out there was a violation? From a video posted on social media? Really? You know, that could have been doctored. I would have done everything I could. If I was a defense attorney, I would have said anything I could to don't do this. You know what? That tape could have been taken from anywhere, not necessarily with us being involved as coaches and an organization. You know, start lying. We don't know which specific video, but you're not allowed to have contact. And as you know, Diamador Lenore's video of him shutting down Austin Watkins doing a one-on-one battle feels like that might be Exhibit A, according to what most think. Busted. Busted, Niners. Niners lose 1 week of rookie development for rule violation. Word? Come on, man. Y'all, really? Niners, per Pelosero's report, won't be allowed to do a week of rookie development because of a video that surfaced on social media from rookie minicamp that indicated San Francisco wasn't following the offseason practice rules. That video showed some contact between 2 players when contact during that time is not permitted. So did Coach just say, fine, that's all I needed to hear. We're shutting down in all operations until July 27th, and thank you very much. Or was Kyle genuinely surprised by that move, I wonder? See, because and now that I know more about it, at first I accused Kyle of maybe not being as honest as normally. Kyle usually doesn't really make things up or lie, but we maybe have caught him, I haven't caught him in any lies. I've heard accusations once or twice since he's been here, but for the most part, Shanahan doesn't really fabricate or come up with things. I don't think. I could be naive, gullible, I don't know, but I've really seen him just really out and out lie. They've been pretty transparent about most things. Even after the fact of some things that we questioned, we found out the truth about potential transactions, player movements, and things like that. We always find out a little later that, yeah, just because they don't say anything doesn't mean that they're lying. That just means they haven't told you anything. So, but let's get down to this matter. It's pretty clear who will be starting wideouts for the Niners this year. Ayuk and Debo currently sit at the top of the depth chart. Everybody in Nineville is curious as who will be the team's third receiver, because this has been an ongoing situation for how long. As it turns out, Coach Shanahan is also curious and is hoping someone steps up during training camp. We should not be in this position after he's been there this long. There should be an established stud. Why can't we find that guy? Maybe we have him now. I'm just saying before now, Following a couple of injuries on Monday, Coach shut down the remainder of the season program that includes next week's minicamp. Players won't return to practice field until training camp at the end of July. Until then, the search for a formidable third receiver will continue to be a complete mystery. And that's when the real competition at wide receiver should begin. Coach Shanahan told reporters, I think we've got a number of candidates who can earn that spot you're talking about. When he was asked about the receiver depth, we're looking for the obvious third spot with what you say about Ayuk and Debo. But those guys, they've got to put in a good camp and get through it healthy. Boy, get through it healthy. So we can get them up to play up to their potential. And that's mainly allowing them to get a month practice in, which would be great for them in training camp. And if they get that, I know how good they'll be going into the season, unquote. Please, just let us get to week 12. No, that's too late, because if anybody goes down then, we're in deeper trouble. Oh, we got to stop with the pain. Debo missed 9 games last season. Ayuk missed 4. KB has served as a primary backup in recent years, but is now taking his services to be with the Patriots. Shanahan continued. Here's the thing about it's uncanny. It's ironic. The healthiest receiver we've had the entire time that Shanahan's been with us has been Kendrick Bourne. The dude has never missed a contest. Not once. It's interesting. DeForest Buckner missed 1 game the entire time, and that carries over from when Harbaugh was. Or no, God, before Shanahan even got here, both of them gone. Shanahan continued saying, quote, after Ayuk and Samuel, I've been happy with our group out there. A number of guys have a chance to try to earn that role, and we need a number of guys to make the roster to be ready for starting roles in case people get hurt. Oh, God! I don't say that word. It's not to where you can just pencil in those guys, unquote. Shanahan rattled off the names of several candidates like Richie James, who he won't let play, but he says who has been sidelined due to an injury. However, he is expected to be back by training camp. This is the case every year. Sometimes I wonder if these guys pretend to be hurt just to get out of. Nah, they wouldn't do that, would they? Nah, they wouldn't do that. Shanahan said about Richie, quote, right before he got hurt, tweet something, I thought he was having a hell of a camp. So I'm excited to see him come back. And some of the guys that people haven't seen yet with Juwan Jennings. See, Juwan Jennings, he puts that little, you feel that smile growing in your stomach. And coming. Some of the things, if you could beat up on K'Wan Williams, there ain't nobody in the NFL you can't beat up on. He did it twice in a short amount of time. There's no pads and things like that. You got to take that in consideration and not get overly excited about that. But still, K1 might have been taking it easy because K1 said, man, I get hurt too often with the real deal dudes out here, man. You could go ahead and have your day. It could have been like that too. A guy like Mohamed Sanu, who's done a lot of things in his career, he's been having a hell of a camp. Travis Benjamin has been having a hell of a camp. Travis Benjamin's been hurt, Kyle. Okay, anyway, he goes on to say Kevin White's been doing great. Oh? I know I'm missing people, but there's not a guy on our roster, a receiver, that doesn't have a chance to make this team. All of them, I believe, are NFL players, and we gave all of them a chance in OTAs to show us that. We'll see what they do in their 40 days away. And it will be a fun competition to watch if everyone stays healthy. You notice how Kyle's always saying if everybody stays healthy, it's going to be a battle. It's a good problem to have, though, unquote. Fam, I tell you, just keep thinking positive thoughts about nothing more than the 49ers staying healthy, because even with these guys we got in camp, as far as the wide receivers go, even though they've not established themselves as badasses yet, they could be, if given prolonged time on the field, to go ahead and show. Now, if these guys have all played together for a while now, I do suspect somebody's going to emerge as just a big-time bad dude, provided, as Kyle Shanahan would say, they just stay healthy. It goes without saying the 49ers could have increased their depth with an addition of Julio Jones. A report earlier this week from Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated stated that the Falcons spoke with the Niners along with every other NFC West team. However, Niners never presented a real offer for Jones. I often wonder, though, do the 49ers just call people just to be calling them? God, what are you calling for, John? You know, hey, how's it going down in Atlanta? You guys, what are you guys working on? No, she's fine. You know, I hear you're trying to find a place to move Julio to. What'll it take? Okay. Well, listen. You know what? I'm gonna call you back in a bit. I got somebody calling me in the next room. Let's talk a little bit more. Maybe we can plan lunch. I'll fly out to Atlanta and see if we can talk about it. Okay? Get out of here with that. I'm not giving you that. You know, I guys just like John does. He said we always do our due diligence, no matter what the deal is, and we as fans get him, no matter what. Hey, remember Khalil Mack? Please, Kyle, you guys can do it. John, Visco, get Lynch, get Khalil, please. OBJ, we get OBJ. We got this. No. And for a lot of people, Tom Brady. Brady, you know, it's every name that you can think of. We're always on the list, and Kyle and John are always calling. And then, of course, the media finds out, and they put it out there as if the 49ers were really making a serious effort to go get these people, and they weren't. So Julio ends up with the Falcons, ended up with the Tennessee Titans. Oh, yeah. He stayed with the Falcons, and then, of course, after John went to clown and ends up with Tennessee Titans. Why weren't the Niners more aggressive in pursuing him is the question, right? Shanahan explained that, quote, everyone knows the player Jones is, but it's not as simple as that. You've got to build a team. It's not just year to year. You've got to build it for the future. And you just think about how hard it is going into the drafts. You never know what you're going to be able to do in free agency, who you're going to lose, who you're going to be able to bring in. You've got a lot of guys on one-year contracts, things like that. Meanwhile, this hour, fam, unquote. Meanwhile, this hour, the Niner Empire will go into the battle with an air attack that we know has two legitimate aces, Debo and Brandon. And fortunately, we do have the best tight end in the NFL. But you know what? We're not also looking for a tight end. We've got one veteran. The thing is, the way our guys play, I don't expect. I'm just saying this because I'm pretty sure this is going to happen at some stretch. I'm only hoping for a short stretch. George is going to go down. Yeah, he's going to go down. He's going to go down. I just don't know. It's just how long. He plays the way he plays. I love the way he plays, but it is what's going to lead to him getting hurt. So hopefully it's not more than a game or two, because we got guys who can fill voids for those lengths of times. Debo has shown you he ain't going to slow down. He's not going to change his style. We don't want him to. He's going down. Ayuk, he's got those muscles that pull and twang and twitch. So You need that third guy that's just a badass that's been standing by. Where is he? Who is he? The reason meanwhile, over in L.A., the Rams, everybody in the NFC West has got bad dudes that have been established for years. Robert Woods. Deshaun Jackson has joined that group. Cooper Kupp. Josh Reynolds, Mark Clayton. And their 2021 draft pick, Tutu Atwell. Jamie and I have been talking about this for the whole offseason. Why in hell can't we get a speed burner? This dude, Tutu Atwell, the dude, they have to bring fire extinguishers out on the field when he gets to running down the field to put out the flames. At his pro day, Atwell ran a 40-yard and 4.32. The Rams added more speed to a lineup that already has speed. Woods and Kupps were both near 1,000 yards, with Kupp leading the team with 974 yards. I believe he didn't play every game either, while Woods trailed him barely with 936 yards. The third man, Josh Reynolds, contributed 618 yards. That is a beautifully balanced attack. My God. And they had a good running back, too. Hawks. Lockett and Metcalf. NFL Network ranks DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett among the best duos coming up for 2021 already. Only two teams in the NFL had two wide receivers top 1,000 yards last season, the Hawks and the Panthers. The Hawks were the only team with two wide receivers to score 10 TDs. Metcalf followed up a strong rookie season with an even better second act, totaling 1,303 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns on 83 receptions while earning his first Pro Bowl appearance. I was saying, I know, you know what I'm saying? I was crying my eyes out before the draft. DK, DK, DK. I spotted that talent from a mile away. I said, that boy is going to hurt somebody. And then I heard about him in the cone drills, which were terrible. I said, uh-oh. Kyle's not going to like that. Kyle wants you to be able to run route. Cone drills indicate whether you can run route. He's in Hawkville. Lockett's sixth season was the best overall, posted career-high 100 catches and 10 touchdowns. He added 1,054 receiving yards, which was just 3 yards off his career high set in 2019. They picked up Dwayne Eskridge out of Western Michigan University in the second round of this year's draft. You got to laugh at this at some point. Eskridge was tied at 4.38 in the 40-yard dash in his pro day workout. It gets worse. Let's go on over to Arizona. DeAndre Hopkins, who many say is the best wide receiver in football today. He's in our division, playing for the Cardinals. They picked up A.J. Green. Why? I don't care how old he is and how long he's been in the league and how injured. He's over there. Now you got to watch out, because if you let up on Hopkins, here's A.J. A.J. damn Green. I said, people keep thinking, Christian Kirk, solid. Andy Isabella can take out 40 yards of real estate in 4.31. Unlike a lot of players coming to the league whose coaches lied about their times from pro day clockings, Isabella recorded that time at the 2019 Combine. I said, damn, there must be a way we can get him. No, we're going to get him, but he's going to be playing against us in our division twice a year. He's the one Isabella was the one who made it tough. Remember that last year? No, they didn't beat us that day. We did get away. But Isabella did damage. It was close. We got away, though. The only reason why we beat the Cardinals, I think, is mainly because of the coach. Kingsbury is just, he can't beat nobody. That's what's going to help us this year, hopefully, unless the players just take over. But wait, there's more. Isabella isn't even the fastest guy on the Cards roster anymore. A couple of months ago, the Cards drafted Rondale Moore. Moore clocked in a 4.29. The boy broke under 4.3. 40-yard dash with a ridiculous 42.5-inch vertical. Just putting every DB in NFL on notice immediately. He does have an issue, though. More measured at 5'7" and 180 pounds. You think that's something? Rumor has it that there are witnesses that will testify that they saw him actually get under 600 pounds and squat for reps. So if you think he's a little wimp, think again. A man who lifts 600 pounds off the floor with his legs can hurt you. Fam, I just want to know, have we done all we can do? We rank, how would you rank the 49ers as far as receiving core? I know. It's perfectly clear, isn't it? We rank dead last amongst the wide receiver rooms in the NFL. But what we do have going for us is our coach, his brilliance, is going to keep us probably a step ahead of most coaches. Hence, a win. But I really would like to see, and I don't know what the 49ers got to do, get a dude. Maybe it's Ayuk, and maybe we'll find out this year. That's why when I opened up and I said, you know what? I hope we have this conversation for the last time. If Ayuk is that guy, then Lord, gosh, finally, they can't stop him. Ayuk goes over 1,000 yards this year. If he's got that kind of skill, and before you say it's Jimmy Garoppolo's fault, I got to tell you, Emmanuel Sanders almost eclipsed 1,000 yards after coming over to us a little past half. Did he? Was it the week 7, week 8? Jimmy just needs a legitimate receiver. He had him in New England. That's why, he did as well as he did. Give him a receiver. Let's see what he has. If he fails, okay, I'll go along with the program. But otherwise, I want to see Ayuk be that guy. Debo already is bad. When Debo's on the field, they got a chemistry. Him and Jimmy they got that down. He just floats that out to Jimmy, Debo, and he runs right into it, and he's off to the races. So, the third guy, if it's Jalen Hurd, I think we'll finally be able to say we could possibly have a couple of 1,000-yard guys. Meanwhile, Kyle keeps building on his run game, and I think that has something to do with it, too. We'll see what happens. Guerrero! Oh, gosh, here we go with the injuries. I know. Maybe they'll stop. Maybe Guerrero. Maybe. Big Show. Rudy drinks too much. His mouth tastes like scotch. It's so sick. Wayne Roberts, what's up, fam? Corey Glinty, aloha from Crescent Cali. I'm always watching Niners. Got the best wide receivers. The rest got WAUP. Corey, you know what? We're going to find out. That could be true. But right now, the rest of the team, the rest of the league, and the rest of the NFC West, they look like bad MFs on paper. Beast Mode 21, I'm a 49er fan, but Cardinals have best receivers in NFC West. Hell, the Cardinals may have the best the Cardinals may have the best lineup of receivers in the NFL. DeAndre Hopkins, without question, best receiver in the conference, but tight end George Kittle, best in the division. I will go with that, though. Big talent helps. Hard work and talent is better. Hard work defeats lazy talent. Yeah, well, there is that. Because our guys are dedicated. They're pumped up. When you see all your guys show up, all you guys are healthy. By the way, Nick Bosa was in camp. So everybody was there. I mean, everybody. Except, of course, the vacationing. My back is hurting. D Ford. Okay, let's not get into D Ford conversation because it's depressing to talk about him and disturbing to know that we have no idea what he's going to be like. Hey, D.
Hey, what's going on, Ronbo?
Oh, D, man, I'm just sitting there crying about were you down there in the neighborhood where that devastating wide receiver room is? D, I ain't gonna lie, man. I like to talk about our team and show and act like I ain't got no weaknesses, but that is just ridiculous. Oh, but D, are we going about building this wide receiver room right? Have we gone in the right direction? I understand you're supposed to build from the trenches first, but D, could you slide somebody in there at once? D, what are you thinking about this situation?
To be honest with you, the only thing I'm thinking about this situation right now is the fact that it would be a situation where Juwan Jennings is the guy. The only reason I state that is because out of everybody in, OTAs and whatnot, basically that's that's the name that's been ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's been saying Juwan Jennings, Juwan Jennings. So the issue is that, I don't want to, put too much into a guy and, nothing turns out to be right. But at the end of the day, Juwan Jennings seems to be the guy that could be the third receiver.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason that we built the receiver room the way that we did is because somebody believes in all these cats. They believe in all these names that nobody knows about. Trent Sherfield. They believe in the bust that is Kevin White. They believe in the person who can't stay healthy in Jalen Hurd. They believe in Richie James. They believe in the Boat River Craycraft himself. So for some ungodly reason, Kyle Shanahan seems to think that we're perfectly fine at receiver, when if you leave it to us as fans, we look at him and go, are you out of your mind? Outside of Debo and Ayuk, there's nothing surefire about this receiving group. So, I mean, I think it'll be Jennings. If Hurd can stay healthy, yeah, he'll start to compete, but we don't know, my main thing is when we start training camp, I'll see who's injured and who's not. If by training camp everyone is not a full go, then that tells me that we're back on this. What do they always say? We're encouraged by their I don't want to be encouraged by nobody's damn progress. I need you on the field, fighting for a spot on the team and producing. I don't need to be encouraged by your progress. We've been encouraged by Jalen Hurd for 2 damn years off of 1 damn play in the damn Cowboys game. I'm sorry, 2 plays in the Cowboy game. Mm-hmm. And that's about it. But I don't want to be encouraged about him. I don't want to be encouraged by D4 or any of that crap. Mm-hmm. I want to make sure that, these guys are doing things the right way. And, I saw that Justin School just got cut today, which kind of sucks.
Waived.
Because he got waived, basically. And, it sucks for him because you tear an ACL and they waive you. It's like, damn, man, that's ridiculous. So it's a little frustrating.
There's one thing. One caveat about that is if he clears waivers, he comes back to San Francisco. He can rehab in our facility, and they can start over next year. So I doubt he doesn't clear waivers unless Pete Carroll still go act a fool, because you know how he is. So otherwise,
yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's a situation where we're going to do whatever we can with the receiving core we have, because, like I said, they believe that it's obviously the, receiving core that we need. I know nothing about Trent Sherfield outside of him being a special teams type of guy. I'm assuming Hufunga's going to be that guy as well, and there's going to be another person, probably that would be able to help us out. But that's about it. I don't see anything else that, we can do as far as receivers to do anything special. It's just a situation where we're going to have to work with what we got and pray to God that one of these guys decides to show up, show out, and put themselves on the map.
We could see a surprise. What you see in camp, put the spotlight on who you think could be a surprise. And honestly, I'm leaning toward Mrs. White's baby boy, Kevin.
I'm not leaning anywhere near Kevin White. If I lean on Kevin White, he might get injured. Yeah. If I look at Kevin White wrong, he might tear another ACL. I don't have time for that. If there's anybody I'm going to put a spotlight on in training camp as receivers go, that better get the job done and the door is wide open for him to shine, it's going to be Richie James Jr.
Always.
They are going to take, most likely, Ambry Thomas and or Diamador Lenore and probably put those guys back there to go ahead and do the return duties, along with Travis Benjamin, provided he stays healthy. And if he makes a team, I mean, you don't know. We got a very deep receiver room. But for me, Richie knows enough of the system to be able to outshine these guys. So the hard thing for me is to say, we're hearing a lot about Juwan Jennings, but nothing about Richie James. And then the other thing is, that I did hear is Mac Jones seems to have a very long way to go, according to reports. So all that Mac Jones talk before the draft, and they're saying he's very far behind. He's going to have a lot of learning to do to get up to snuff.
Hey,
So,
hey, but D, it's funny. You see that clip with Cam was just standing there staring at him from behind a
oh
few
yeah,
feet back
yeah,
from the
he
ball.
looking at him like that's who I got to worry about. I know I got a job. I'm good. But yeah, Richie should get the job done because of his knowledge of the offense and the fact that he's been here longer than everyone else. Yes, you were right. I loved what you said about KB. The fact that the guy was always healthy, never missed a game. And the same thing with DeForest Buckner. He was always healthy. You know, these are two dudes that we relied on because they stayed consistently healthy, which is very hard for us to find. And we seem to love everyone who tears their ACL. You know, if you tear an ACL, we're going to sign you. Just know, if you tear an ACL, just go to the 49ers. They'll pick you up because we love guys coming off ACLs because we figure we can turn, turn a cubic zirconia into a damn diamond. And I don't know how that always works. But Richie, I'd say Richie.
Yeah, I like it. I like it because Richie's been blossoming for a long time, and every time he gets in the game, Richie's in the game. Kyle makes him sit down, forgets all about him. As soon as his main guys come back, so we're good. I like that idea. Hopefully, he does get more shots this year.
I hope that he does. And like I said, if Kevin White is healthy, don't get me wrong. Coming out of college,
God,
Kevin White was
tough.
ridiculous.
Oh,
He was the premier receiver. But the issue is that he can't stay healthy in the NFL. And I don't have any trust or faith that he's going to stay healthy because it's been consistently year in, year out. He gets injured.
Same thing. D, I'm gonna talk to you in just a bit. In fact, I'm gonna find time to communicate with you on that, so I can post you up. We ain't talking about basketball.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
so.
D's got some stuff I'm dying to see. I'm gonna post it up for you on Twitter. D.
All right, brother.
Be back
All right,
Sunday,
man.
bro.
Appreciate you.
Thanks,
you have
man.
yourself a good evening.
You too.
All right.
Give my best to Jasmine. Y'all have a good night.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right. Bye-bye.
And then Dwayne Drake says, hey, do you think the Niners will resign Richard Sherman? You know, if I was a gambling man and I quit, I'd actually put a couple of bucks on that. I think they will, only because Sherman knows the program, and then you got to show him nothing. And I think they'd like to have him. Sherm has already backed off the money. Well, ain't nobody go beat my price, so now I just want to go get with a competitor. Y'all got to understand, I only got a couple of years to go, so I ain't going to be wasting no time with nobody who ain't going nowhere. Watch him end up in Tennessee. McVay showing no mercy. Rudy is back. Props Ronbo mentioned about Rams' lethal wide receiver core. You forgot to mention I guess he means our new Kittle clone tight end, Jacob Harris, 6'5", 230. You know what? We need to be able to confirm that. 4'3", 40, 6'5", 230 pounds. I don't believe that. I really don't. Rudy, you're going to have to find a way to prove that one. I think you're just making that up and pulling that out of your butt. Don Burr says, how does it feel to get that ass tapped week 1? Don Burr's that guy you guys been going back and forth with. Usually they wait until we get to camp and go out preseason. I come out of preseason and start talking like this. We get one every year. Chill. Pill. Thank you, Don, for the contribution, though. You comic, you. Chill. Pill. Phil, come on in, man.
Hey, Ronbo.
I'm in here whining about our receiver room. Phil, but I know you've got a perspective on it that's going to make me smile. You always do, Phil. If you were a girl or I was a girl and we were, girlfriend, boyfriend, you'd be that guy that I would be, ideally, I'd say, Mom, I found the right guy, the only one on the planet. You've always got good stuff to say. But Phil, I'm a little tired of, like Deion says, we're encouraged. I don't want to be encouraged, John. Is D going to play or not? Is Jalen going to be able to help us this year? I mean, come on. What does that mean? So I'm looking at the receiver room, and I'm a little, bothered.
What else can he say? Ronbo, what else can he say?
Yeah, true. Yeah, when you come down to it, that's absolutely true. Can't say we got no hope.
No. And you can't say we're definitely going to play.
Yeah.
Can't say that either.
Better not.
So, I think D Ford's going to play, honestly, and I think wide receiver room scares people. All right.
Yeah, I know.
You know, Brandon Ayuk, I think he's going to have a very good year.
Yeah.
And Debo, we know what Debo can do when he stays healthy all year.
Yep.
So, and Kittle, what does the rest of the conference have that matches
Compare.
Kittle?
Nothing. Including
Nothing.
Rudy's guy, whoever that is.
Exactly. So, come on, man. So, I just think we're in good shape.
We're going to beat teams with strategy anyway, Phil. I just want that one guy that teams always say, well, they've got blah, blah.
I know what you want. You want the guy with burning speed that can go down and break up all the defenses.
Yes.
Who says you can't do that?
He might, but they haven't put him to that chore yet. I want to see that.
Exactly. Just wait.
Yeah, and there's that.
I'm confident he's the guy.
He's got 4.3 speed from what I said. I heard. Is that core injury that kept him at 4.4 during the combine? Can you imagine?
Exactly.
He ran that fast with a core injury. So now that he's healthy, cut him loose. Yes.
Yes, I think exactly, Ronbo. I think I think we're in great shape, honestly. You know, we cut School. I knew he was going to get cut anyway. We had one more year on. If they wanted to keep him, he would have been kept.
Yeah.
So,
they waived him almost immediately. Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean,
Well, nobody's going to pick him up. He'll be on the IR. I don't see anybody picking him up. They were waiting to create that roster spot, but yeah.
Hey, let's wait till training camp. We'll see some things, and some teams are going to have to cut some players. I think they're going to have to cut some good players, and see what happens. But we're in a position where we can pick off some of these guys that get cut because we have cap room, and we're in good shape. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this year, but I'm also excited about our future because I think we're in very good shape.
In position to make more moves too, and I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to. I'm staying positive because I am. I mean, I think we are in good shape. I think the Rams are in bad shape. I think the Seattle Seahawks are in bad shape. And I'm worried about Arizona more than anything. Honestly.
See, realistically, that team is scary. Unless Chandler Jones finds his way out of Cardinalville.
I just don't think they've got the coaching staff to compete with ours.
They don't.
So, honestly, really, I mean, we are in good shape. So I think I'm looking forward to this year. I really am.
Yeah, you know what? I tell you something, Phil. If 6'5" Jalen Hurd is healthy, you're not going to hear me whining anymore about that receiver room because that'll be the missing piece. God, that would be.
I just see Joseph Smiley come in and chime in. Your offensive line sucks. Your defensive line is a bunch of our cast-offs. Your cornerback position is a bunch of our cast-offs. How do you think you're going to compete? Seriously. I mean, come on, man.
No, they don't figure into the equation this year. It's the Rams will compete somehow, and the Hawks will find a way, but it's the Cardinals that I'm scared of.
Wilson.
Oh, well, yeah.
They only got Russell Wilson. That's it. Without Russell Wilson, they are a dud team.
Oh, God, they're so dead. But that's why you got their receivers. It's bombs away with the 49ers, and that got Wilson in trouble for a 5-game stretch last year. because he was like leading the league in INTs per week. So, it's a mixed basket of just misery and goodness at the same time.
And to all your Ram fans, how do you think we beat you all the time?
Whether
Seriously.
we're strong or not.
Exactly, because we can run. We can run the football. And you know what? Aaron Donald, we take him out of the game because we run at him. And we run at Jalen Ramsey.
Mm-hmm.
Your defense is set up to stop the pass.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can run the ball, you're going to beat this team.
Yeah. And that's why I beefed up on it during this off season. Amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Ronbo. So, I'm just
Well, Phil, I'm gonna see you Sunday. I'm gonna look at more controversial subjects until our guys get back into camp.
Exactly. I mean, I think we're going to be fine. I mean, we're in good shape. I'm excited about this season. We're going to beat the Rams. We're going to beat the Seattle Seahawks. I'm worried about Arizona a little bit because we don't play them well.
Oh.
But other than that, we're pencil us in.
Yeah. It's going to be a battle. It's a healthy Cardinals
All
team
right,
versus
Rob.
the 49ers, and who can stay the healthiest. All right, fam. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, man.
Phil.
Take care. All right.
You too.
Bye.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing?
Steven, I'm okay. As you know, I'm whining tonight about our Air Force compared to the rest of the NFC West Air Force. Am I justified in being concerned about this? And going forward, I don't see anybody in reachable to add to our forces as far as a great wide receiver.
To be honest, I don't think we really need to add more. Like I said, I've said it before, we've got a solid wide receiver room.
Yeah.
Overall, if we could stay healthy, again, that's the reoccurring statement that comes with the 49ers, especially after last year and the year before that and the last decade. If we could stay healthy, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
We just don't have to overwork the 49ers. We don't have to overwork the roster. That's something that kind of goes hand in hand with the players and the coaching. I thought it was simply Kyle Shanahan in the beginning, but no, it ends up relying on the players as well, from like them overworking themselves, from going to the gym, from soft tissue injuries such as like overexerting yourself. It's just, we just have to be healthy. That's it. We have a great room. Travis Benjamin being the weaker of the half, but he's still pretty decent. Trent Sherfield, another good guy we have. We're fine. We're stacked. Like we're ready to go. Granted, we lost Jeff Wilson Jr. for probably a good quarter of the season, and we lost Justin Schooling. Probably we lost Tavarius Moore for who knows how long. But
by the way, his surgery was successful according to him. So they say he might not miss the entire season, but I don't know how. That's an Achilles injury. That's not gonna.
Yeah. And that's why I'm worried. He may be fine, but come practice and come training, it might get aggravated again. Because you have to remember the Achilles tendon. It's one of those areas of the body that you can fix, but it will never completely be the same, no matter how good you fix it. Yeah. We're looking at something that has like a rubber band complex. It stretches, it extends and retracts, but it will never be functionally the same after tearing it. But enough of the bad news. I want to jump subjects. I want to jump subjects to Josh Rosen, and I'm gonna keep talking about him because that man has a lot to lose and everything to gain. And we're looking at a QB and a QB room that's already filled to the brim. If you think, a lot of people. A lot of the fans think, Trey Lance is going to be the starting role. Just how I see it. If Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt, let's say for instance Alex Metcalf and McGlinchey gets, thrown around again by a safety or a corner. The way I see it is, if Jimmy falls, the first person I see in that lineup is Rosen. And if Rosen does good, Ronbo, Jimmy G is automatically, probably, most definitely going to go on the trading block. He's Like, he's already there. He's already one step away. If he doesn't remain healthy, he's done. Rosen's going to take over. Trey Lance is going to learn from Rosen. And honestly, I'd be fine with that. Rosen's a solid QB. The only difference is that he probably doesn't have the same quick release as Jimmy does. But, hey, I'm excited. We're looking.
UCLA, I like what I saw from on those clips in UCLA. And like you're saying, he just got a bad deal coming to Arizona to start his career. So.
And then he got traded to the Miami Dolphins and got done raw again. And now he's here with the 49ers, and he's like, I want to stay here. I've gotten the shaft from the NFL for so long that now he's finally with a team that actually has a potential of winning the entire thing by themselves. And now he's like, you know what? I have it made. I want to do everything I can to stay here because my competition is between Jimmy, Trey Lance, and Sudfeld. Don't have to worry about Sudfeld because he can't throw to save his life. The guy can't hit a target on the brown side of a barn. So it's, he's got no competition with Sudfeld. His main competition is Trey Lance, which is a rookie who is our, Hail Mary saving grace pick. And we have Jimmy G, who is good when he's healthy, but bad when he's really under pressure or gets hurt. So, and I don't think Rosen has ever had an injury history. So if he were to get put under pressure where the pocket would collapse, he could probably run out. I've never seen him physically go crazy and, ball out like that, but there is potential and a possibility that he could possibly do that. And he could be Kyle Shanahan's next best man.
That's a big prediction. You can't really question it until we'll see what Rosen looks like in camp. He could be the star of preseason. He's going to get some time in preseason games. I don't know at what point, though. I wonder, because where he is on the pecking order, if Kyle's going to give him enough time to demonstrate that, as you say, he belongs on this team. So we're going to see what happens with that.
And I can already tell you, Trey Lance is going to start the preseason just because,
first round,
Kyle, John, and Jed, they want to show what they got. Show what they have. Like, oh yeah, we got Trey Lance. We give the fans what they want, give everyone what they want, and let him start a game. But I most definitely see if Trey Lance starts to falter during preseason, they'll probably throw in Josh Rosen, and then that's where Josh Rosen's going to shine, really shine.
Yeah, I can see that because Jimmy's only going to be out there for like 2-3 snaps anyway, preseason. Yeah. So then you're going to have, you know what though? In that case, then here comes Lance, and then in the second half of play, Rosen or Sudfeld. You know what? I think Kyle's going to want to see whatever he's looking for, and if you're right, maybe Rosen moves past Sudfeld for things Kyle's going to see because he doesn't care. When it comes to that, he's not going to give Sudfeld any edge on Rosen if Rosen's demonstrating that he is the better quarterback. So,
well, I'll put it like this: in OTAs, both Rosen and Sudfeld shared, I believe, between each other 4 throws.
5 or 4 or 5 throws. I know that's sad.
Sudfeld missed both of the throws, and Josh Rosen threw dimes to Trent Sherfield.
All right, there you go.
So, just bullets, just immediate 50-yarders, and Josh Rosen nailed every single one with perfect precision.
There you go. It's funny because Grant Cohn believes heavily in Josh Rosen as well. So hopefully some of these things that people are thinking about Josh, because I've got no opinion by one way or another. I thought he got a bad deal going to Arizona and then immediately got shipped out. It's some guys aren't supposed to start immediately. And I think Rosen was a victim of that as well. So, all right,
he was,
hey, Steven.
But
good stuff, guy. Tell you what, I'll be back Sunday. Let's talk some more 49er football, huh?
Oh, definitely. I will.
All right, guy.
And I'm glad we got that O-line replaced. Whew. We needed him.
Is he going to be able to replace? We'll find out. All right, fam. See you Sunday.
All right. See you Sunday. Bye.
Do we get another more Rudyisms? God. Rudy, thank you for the contribution. He says, hold on, last caller. Rams beat Niners 3 of 4 games from 2017. 29? 20. He says, well, hold on, last caller. Rams beat the Niners 3 of 4 games from 2017 to 2018. Rudy, what's with the numbers, man? Aaron Donald has 11 career sacks versus the Niners, 4 in one game in 2018, and now it's our turn again. Rudy, there's no fairness in football. You don't get a turn. You get an opportunity, of which you guys haven't taken full advantage of since Shanahan's arrival. We'll see what happens to you, though. I think you beat him 1 year. Jimmy hasn't lost to you guys yet, and I think, it's not looking good, Rude. Russell.
What's up, Mr. Ronbo?
Hey, Russ. I tell you what, man, I'm sitting here whining like I have. Actually, I've been complaining about this since 2018. 2017, I couldn't cry too much about that because Kyle just got here. But, when we got the OBJ scare, I said, oh, my God, get him, Kyle, get him. And New York said, no, we're not giving him to you. We'll send him to Cleveland. We don't even like you people. And you got to know about tradition, man. The Giants don't deal with the 49ers, and then we didn't get him. So, I'm still looking for that premier wide receiver, but we might have him now. They're this young. They need time to develop. So, Russell, am I out of line with this? Should I just depend on Kyle's brilliant strategies to keep breaking our maybe above average wide receivers open and not worry about that? Or is that a concern of yours as well, that we rank probably last in NFC West when it comes to raw talent?
No, I mean, I don't think so, man. I think when you look at it in those perspectives, we have two younger cats. One proved he's tough as nails, and the other one proved he's a pretty darn good wide receiver, And both of them, I mean, look what they were doing when they were running the ball on those sweeps or, those end arounds or whatever.
Brilliant.
I mean, that was that first one we got to see Ayuk when he hurdled that dude and looked like a savage doing it, And so, I think we got something special. And I think when you mix him up with Kittle, with the juice, and then you throw I'm hoping, man, I'm really, really hoping the Herd's going to be out there, man. And if he's as good as people say, like your last couple episodes, I've heard this one cat, I forget his name, but he was telling me, he's like, I've been a Tennessee fan since I was a kid, and he goes, I've watched him religiously, and he goes, Jalen Hurd. He said Hurd was the man. He's like, he wasn't even close to Kamara wasn't even close to number one. So I mean, that's pretty amazing because we've all seen what Kamara has done in this league. Imagine what Hurd should have done, but now that's why he's still on the team, just because he has that specialness about him. So I think we're all hoping as Niner fans, this guy, can produce. And, I wish him the best of luck because I can't wait to see this guy because we got a super duper small glimpse, but that glimpse freaking rocked.
and especially that he was dragging cowboys.
Yeah.
I get such a rush off of that. No, him in that blue uniform, just holding on for dear life. And hurt. I'm coming in, y'all. I'm coming in, man. And he did.
on that one play, he reminded me of Leonard Fournette, where he actually looked like he was going after the defensive dude just to hit him to get in there. But no, I mean he looks strong, and man, like Kyle said when we got him, he goes, I bet that dude could start in the NFL at running back, tight end, or wide receiver. And he goes, there's not a lot of people that can do that in all three,
right.
So my fingers are crossed. He comes back. He knows the playbook after being a 3-year vet now. He just hasn't played it all, but he knows what he's doing now. So, I mean, he could sit there and be that plug-and-play guy that no one even thought about. Granted, everyone said, well, he might be something. Well, I don't think I've heard one person out there mention he knows the system like the back of his hand, and if he don't, then he's a fool because he's been part of our team for 2 years now, so he should know it, and he should be able to on day one go out there and just know everything. He should, in my opinion, being a professional.
He probably doesn't. Russell, can you imagine how hungry he is to prove to people who've been speculating about him?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
He's heard people probably say things like, man, Jalen Hurd is soft, man. That dude can't stay on the field for 5 minutes. And these are the things that his imagination is just going to go wild with. Man, he think I'm a wuss? All right, let's go.
Well, he got an ACL last year. Is that correct? ACL tear?
Yeah, it was ACL. And
then the year before it was a back fracture, I believe, right?
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
the only thing worse, you
No,
at
he just had some
6'5".
bad luck.
Yeah, but at 6'5", you're gonna have to. You're going to be susceptible to, especially at his position, you're going to be susceptible to these kind of things. This is why George Kittle, long guys like that, you can almost tell they're going to get folded up like a chair on occasion. Both of them are strong as hell, though, and they do keep coming back. So Hurd, he's got a lot of heart. A lot of guys would have quit. Hurd gets hurt. He came out of college. He was hurt. He recovered in time to get into the NFL. He got hurt upon getting into the NFL. It became serious, and last year he's tenacious. I like his mind.
So back to your question, sir. I think between the Ayuk and the Devo, and I think you throw that splash of Hurd. Let's just pretend he does great. I mean, then we're going to be so unstoppable with everything we're going to have. Like I said, on top of those three, throw in the Kittle, the Juice.
Yeah.
We got Richie James, who can be explosive on any given play just the same. So I don't know. I think compared to the rest of the league, there's only one other receiver that I really dig, and I freaking hate saying I dig him. That's DK Metcalf. I heard you talk highly about him. I see the same thing with you. And what do you call it? The combine. That guy was just a savage, and I was saying the same thing. Draft this dude, man. Draft this dude.
Man.
So.
I mean, the guy's
good for Seattle. I hate playing him.
I know. Because as soon as he zooms downfield, first of all, at that size and strength, look at it. There's DBs. You're not going to stop him. So I always worry about that. So you got to, man. Oh.
I've seen 3 people on that dude, and all he had to do is just jump them all, and no one could stop him. Like I remember they showed a highlight on a team at SportsCenter or some crap. And, he had like 3 dudes on him, and with 3 people triple team, they couldn't stop him.
Exercise
and I'm not giving them props by no means, but I'm just saying, you say compared to like the other teams in the league, I think Arizona's going to be, they got some good receivers and whatnot. I wish they would have kept Larry Fitz. I mean, I don't care how long you want to play for. You let him play till he's done, and then you say, thank you, Mr. Fitzgerald.
Damn. Fitz, Green.
Yeah, that guy's one of the top notch in my book. Yeah, plus D-Hop, I totally forgot about that dude. Oh. So yeah, you got back to.
So Fitz, he's had such a glorious career. He almost eclipsed Jerry Rice's record. He's okay where he is. Hey, Christian Kirk is still not a man. They're stacked. Isabella, they got just one option after another.
I'm not a fan of Kirk or Isabella. I apologize, but I'm not.
Well, I'm just saying,
D-Hop and Fitz.
They're dangerous, and they add to the equation. If I got these premier NFL players out there, those guys are going to be running loose. And I don't want 4-3s running loose.
Yeah, especially with Kyler, that guy's too mobile and too athletic, and he's got a damn good arm. Hate him
most accurate
too,
in the
but,
league, deep passer.
See, Russell, is he really?
Oh yeah, he ranks number 1. Russell, when you got Hopkins and these guys, Russell, we gotta go though. Hey, let's. All
right, brother. All right, brother.
All right, Phil.
You got it, boss. You got it. And lastly, on the last note, I think the Rams, they suck. So I think I covered them all. So go Niners. We got the best wide receiver in the league. So I love it. Thanks, Ronbo. I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you having me. And have a good night, fam.
Always a pleasure, love, Russell. See you later, man.
Later, brother. Bye.
All right. Also, no matter what, versatility on our squad is next to none, though. We got the most versatile guys, for sure. Every one of them, Hey, Renzo.
Greetings from North Florida.
Renzo, I can tell you're at work. I can hear those turbines and everything else that you're surrounded by working. So, Renzo, I don't know if we could be able to hear you or not, but tonight I made the ridiculous comparison between the 49ers wide receiver room versus the NFC West. NFC West may be the best wide receiver rooms in the NFL. Renzo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm just concerned with, is this going to be the last season? Because we got some young guys. We got Debo and we got Ayuk. Are they going to emerge this year to rank as the NFL elites along with the Cardinals, the Rams to some degree, and especially the Hawks duo of Metcalf and Lockett? What do you think?
Well, Rumble, I can tell you like this. The wide receivers is good, but it depends on what kind of quarterback you got, Rumble.
Well,
They like to sling the rock to dudes that's down the field, whether they open or not. They're going to let their boys, you know what I'm saying, get the ball.
yep.
We ain't got that type of quarterback.
Lorenzo, right there is the key word, whether they're open or not. You see, every receiver can't do that.
Yeah.
The Metcalf can do that. D-Hop can do that. Lockett does that. You know, A.J. Green's been doing that for years. You don't have to have a great quarterback. You just have somebody who can throw the ball to him. And if they got 9 or 10 defenders on them, it don't matter. Those defenders are going to be made into hamburger. This is the thing, you know. I need one guy like that. And, you know.
Yeah, and our receivers, though, I don't really see our receivers like that. Being the type of dogs that, you know what I'm saying, go out there and like battle one-on-one with balls. I don't really see them like that. But they gotta be crisp route runners, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have them receivers that serve the defense like, yo, this guy here is an animal out here on this field. Like just like Hopkins, man, he run routes deep and whatever guy over there in Seattle, Tyler Lockett, man, they be running routes and I'm like, how does dude get wide open? Like, did he make up his own routes or something? Like, is he just out there running?
Especially Lockett. I've never understood how is he wide open all the time? All the
I
time.
think Lockett, he runs his own route. That's what I think it is.
How does Russell know where to put it?
He's the only one out there do what he wants to do.
They practice that, though. See, they do that backyard football type of stuff. I mean, I don't know if the new OC, I don't know if he's going to do it that way, but they be playing like we used to play as kids. You be running around, the quarterback keeps looking for you until you finally get open, and he throws it where you're supposed to go or whatever. I don't know how they do that. It's a miracle every time he does that, but it happens all the time.
Unscripted football.
So, you know.
But I think we might get that to that position.
You know who could do that, though?
We might make it.
Renzo, Jalen Hurd could be that kind of receiver as well, though. But we just got to keep him up on his feet. Because, you know, if he goes down the field, he's physical, he's big, he can beat up a defender. If you jump at the peak of the leap, he is probably going to win. You know, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And like you said, if Jalen Hurd is healthy, I think he's going to stand apart from all the receivers because he's going to be a different style of receiver. Like, he's going to be that big dude, like, listen, I'm going to go out there and win my 50-50 balls, you know, and I'm going to out-muscle people for the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So,
remember that play against the Cowboys? He did that against that Cowboy. I don't know what the dude was doing. But he let Jalen get behind him. And, of course, with a big receiver like that, that's all he wants. Now he can body you up and do you and put you wherever he wants you as he goes up for the ball, shove you to the dirt and go up. and that Cowboy got beat up and Hurd pulled down that touchdown. Oh, no matter what. Everybody said these guys ain't gonna be pumping gas in 2 weeks. No matter what, that was good technique. So Hurd's got the tools.
Right. And then you got Ayuk is more of like a finesse receiver. Like, yeah, he's like that. He's not big, but he got a little weight on him, but he's not real big. And Debo got weight on him, but he's not tall.
Yeah, he'll get open too. He's the kind of will get open for you.
Yeah.
And that's why I say we may have that kind of receiver. We just got to get him out there for another year.
Yeah, I like to see either Jimmy or Trey just lob some of them downfield. Like, hey, let me see what happens. You know, that'll get us really rampant and raving.
If we're leading, if we're winning the game, if we're ahead by 3 touchdowns, all right. See if we got that kind of guy. Put that ball out there, and can he win against, because Aaron Rodgers used to do that all the time. When Rodgers threw that ball up, you see them Hail Marys. Rodgers didn't know who he was throwing at. He was throwing it to a vicinity. It was a nice pass. It had a nice big arc on it. And when it came down, Aaron said, well, my guy should get it. If not, it's as good as a punt. I said, So we'll see.
I'm looking. I know what I want to see though, Ronbo, on the real though. One game when we had like a walk off down, like we just chunk it in the end zone and it's a touchdown to walk off the game. Man, listen, bro, that's just gonna have me going nuts. Hey.
Well, you know what? We got that in 2019. Remember against the Steelers, of all people, Dante Pettis went down and made that clutch catch. And then Pettis started going for bad, started flexing and machoing out there. And I never seen him do that before. He was like getting a monkey off his back. Yeah, how you like me now? Y'all be talking about me like I'm a wuss.
Hey.
Touchdown. I think he spiked it too. That was hilarious.
The man catch was in danger. Somebody told him if he don't ball out, they're gonna mess his catch up, so he get the balling out.
Take orders out and kidnap all his kiddies. But we won that game, and we should have lost. Yeah. And Dante Pettis pulled us out. So that's been the only time I can remember, though. Otherwise, it's usually we're winning the game anyway, and except for a few times that we did lose in that year. We were a whole team that we had to battle like that.
But yeah, man, I just hope we stay healthy, man. I'm just ready to see preseason and see what we're really working with, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
but
I'm about to let you go, man. I had to hop on because Sunday is the wife's birthday, so I won't be on Sunday.
All right, hey, happy birthday to wifey. All right. Well, tell you what, we'll see you Monday Night Raw.
All right, that's the chat.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, man. Yeah, man. Be blessed, bro.
All right, Renzo. And let's go check out John. You know that sound when you're in a dentist and you're getting your teeth worked on, and you hear they put that pipe that's sucking all the moisture out of your mouth? Doesn't that sound the same as that? And the dentist constantly talking to you as if you could speak back. Hey, John, 49ers Ultimate Report, John.
Ronbo.
John, tonight in here, this is one of the few times that the haters can come in and see me complain about my depth. But I'm not depth, but quality. And I'm jealous. I hate to use that word. Well, let me put it this way. I'm envious of what the Hawks and the Rams to some small degree, not as much as the Hawks and Cardinals, about their wide receiver rooms. I really do want, John, I want us within the next year or two. Well, the 49ers do have Debo and Ayuk, and they have now taken over as the NFL's top offensive duo in air attack. John, that year is coming. I just know it. But not yet. Right now, no. What are you thinking?
When you look at, on paper, when you look at the receivers in the NFC West, you can say on paper the 49ers are at the bottom, but that's on paper. Yeah. But when you look at each team separately, the Cardinals, they technically have a bunch of number one guys, And one of the things that, when you have a lot of number one guys, there's only one football.
True.
So when you look at that situation, the Cardinals may have on paper the best wide receivers, but that's on paper.
Yeah.
It all comes down to who's going to be the number one guy who has to take the back seat. And if you had A.J. Green for many years, who was a number one guy in Cincinnati, he doesn't want that. Hopkins, the same thing. He was always a number one guy. If Fitzgerald comes back, he was a number one guy. And Christian Kirk, he's probably the number two guy. So it's going to be very interesting how that's going to work out. So I'm not going to say,
I like that.
because of that situation.
John,
so you have to look.
You got problems brewing there, don't you? There's not enough ball for all that talent, and maybe you could see a combustion all of a sudden. Boom! Boom! A.J. Green's not happy about his touches, and story coming up right after these words. Oh, I'm so delighted. They're about to explode. No! John, that's a good thing to point out. I like that. I feel better already.
And then you look at the Rams and the Seahawks. They both have good guys, at the number 1 and number 2, but what's the depth after that? Who's their number 3? When you look at the 49ers, we're in a very interesting situation. We're not going to have wide receivers. They're going to be catching 100 catches, over 1,000 yards, probably double-digit touchdowns because of Kyle Shanahan's system. So when you look at, how each team runs their offense, Kyle, again, runs the ball. And, of course, George Kittle, when you have a dynamic playmaker who's also a great run blocker, who can also run the football, has like a running back, it's predicated on how the run game sets up the playmakers. Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk are not typical, traditional, deep wide receiver guys running different types of concepts, going deep, and running the patterns. Kyle Shanahan loves to use his wide receivers. So when you look at how the receivers are used, I think the 49ers, the way we win with our wide receivers, I think is probably the best situation. We all know that, Russell Wilson will be forced to throw the ball a lot because, their defense is going to be garbage. The Rams, we can make fun of the Rams, but to be realistically, Matthew Stafford is not going to throw for 5,000 yards. McVay is going to design an offense that also runs the football like the 49ers. And then the Cardinals, that's the question how they're going to use those wide receivers. So right now, I can say confidently, what I know is that the 49ers are going to find a way to use the wide receivers to win football games.
Good point. That's a very good point. And it has been the case for the last 2 years, 3 years anyway. I mean, excusing last year, but the year we were losing close games, we were still strategically outplaying the teams we played, but we just didn't have the maturity to close the door. And, I agree with that, actually. Good sense wins games as well.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, we can say on paper, like when you look at how, when you look at these podcasters, these people on NFL Network, ranking the receivers, of course, they're going to have us at the bottom. But at the end of the day, say, Jawan Jennings or somebody else comes in, it's good to have depth. Your number 1 guy and your support guys, your 2 and your 3. And if you're able to get that number 3 guy, to replace Kendrick Bourne, you have, a pecking order. So it's always good to have good depth. It's not about having like a bunch of number 1s. And at the end of the day, if Kyle loves to run the ball and say, we have the best run game in the NFL, and our wide receivers are really decent, they have really quality numbers, you can say whatever you want. What matters is winning football games. So if Jimmy Garoppolo, is a game manager and we run the ball a lot and we go 17-0 hypothetically, it's about winning football games. Who cares if you have superstar players like the rest of our division? Because at the end of the day, we also have a great defense. We've developed a good O-line. We have a great run game. And, of course, the ultimate dangerous guy who can also be a wide receiver is Kyle Juszczyk if he's used properly.
Yeah. It's all about the strategies. And while we're playing chess, everybody else is playing checkers. So yeah, and there's a lot to be said about that. Good strategy and out coaching another coach is always going to be probably the winning factor anyway. I just like the idea of when I look on, like you're saying, like on paper, it's free to look at. Wow, look at this lineup of henchmen. And where's ours are too young. They just got in the league, right? So they got give them a few minutes, but we'll see. Because like Julio in Tennessee is going to be a joke. I mean, Tennessee's been doing really well. When you got a guy that can run nearly 200 yards a game, why do you want Julio? I don't get that. That's a good example of what I'm talking about. Shanahan likes to run the ball just like you mentioned. What are we going to do with a bunch of premier all-star receivers that really want touches? That's a good point.
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to all of those Seahawks and Raider fans for some reason hanging out with 49er fans and saying a lot of dumb things. 49ers are better than you guys combined overall, when you look at your history. I'm just saying. Shout out to Tommy Huxley for going after those dudes as well. Shout out to Tommy.
He does do good work, doesn't he? I tell you. But, yeah, I see. You know, the third guy, and I tell you what, as I've been mentioning all night, if Jalen Hurd is healthy, I'm through crying about the 49ers wide receiver room. I tell you what, that's going to wipe it out right there. Because the combination of the three is as good as anybody's threesome, Russell Wilson can throw those moon-spinning shots into the end, up in the air all game long if he wants to. That's not going to beat us. It's only going to get them killed. And, and the Rams, I don't worry about the Rams. It's just tradition to beat them. But the Cardinals do worry me. If they figure it out, they're going to be dangerous, John. Jesus, they're going to be dangerous. We'll see.
Yep. Well, anyway, Ronbo, thanks for having me on. And
Always
of course,
a pleasure, Johnny.
before I go, tomorrow on my channel, I'm giving away 49er gear to 49er fans. If you guys want to check that that out, yeah, tomorrow. So I'll see any 49er fans from Ronbo, and of course, like Norm, Niners all day.
Whoa, John. What time are you going to be doing that? So everybody knows. What time are you going to be doing that?
Oh, like around between 1 and 2, around that time. So if anybody wants to hop on,
all right.
yeah. Because I know everybody. I know everybody wants free Niner gear. Just the saying. Anyway, all right, Ronbo.
Hey, all right, John. Good stuff. All right, fam. Have a great night.
You too, Ronbo. He's
the 49ers Ultimate Report. 49ers Ultimate Report. Click on there and get ready for that giveaway tomorrow between 1 and 2. And there's Tommy Huxley now, as a matter of fact, holding that big guitar. Don Burr is on a good dope. Thinking his trash team can beat the Niners. Sometimes you do need to do a certain amount of drugs in order to be able to remain safe. And there's Don now, who says Detroit wins week 1. See? Guys, remember that guy we had for Tampa Bay? Does anybody remember his name? Opening week 2019. We never seen him after week 1 again, did we? I found him, though. I remember some guys located him and tagged me. We had so much fun with him that day. Jamel!
Hey, Ronbo, how you doing?
Jamel, man, I was sitting there and I get so envious sometimes. I look at everybody's wide receiver room. I mean, our wide receiver room ain't bad. It's just young and unestablished yet. And they may be badass soon.
That's it.
But I just hate it when I look at the Cardinals are just absurd. That's just ridiculous. And then you look at DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. The NFL's already pronounced him as best duo in the league going into 2021. And then I look at our guys, and our guys have potential. And if Jalen Hurd is ready, Debo and IU could be a bad twosome. But they got to get out there. They got to get some numbers. They got to put some time in, So, if we got an OBJ, I don't know if we'd be any better. Because remember, we almost got OBJ. Well, we didn't almost get him, but we was in the money for him. Kyle was trying hard. Right. And then the Giants said,
right.
Y'all ain't getting no OBJ. Get up out of here. Don't call me. And they sent him over to Cleveland. And I know he wasn't happy with that. So, I don't know. Do I need to keep whining? And who's our number 3 guy? Who do you think it's going to be?
My God, I really have no idea who's going to be our number 3 guy. I just know they're not seasoned like the rest of the guys in the NFC West. But
maybe that's all it is.
That's the only thing. I know what we've been looking for. We want a guy. No, we want a Julio Jones. We want a guy that's going to draw attention. We want a T.O. type of guy, Chad Ochocinco type.
Yes.
Remember him?
Put him up on the billboard before the game starts.
Right, yeah, a guy that's going to draw attention. So that's going to so the rest of the wide receivers can eat. But I believe we got the number 1 strategist though, and that's Kyle. And I think once we get the run game going, they got to respect that.
And we will.
And then that's going to open up. Yeah, that'll open up for our wide receivers. I think so this year. Our offensive line is improved.
Mm-hmm. In leaps and bounds, actually, this year compared to last year.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know, good point too about the strategy involved, because the fact of the matter is the run game is working for the 49ers. Our receivers are going to be just fine, because now teams are going to have to single cover. And I think IU can smoke anybody. I know Debo can. You know, and it won't be long before, yes, the 49ers wide receiver core, as Jimmy G throws well over 4,000 yards this year. And then you can actually say, okay, yeah, the 49ers got an air attack and they got a run game. So, you know, that's the balance that you want. Because you look at the guy over in Cincinnati, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was putting the ball up every game a rookie, over 40 times a game is averaging, and they finally damn near killed him, laying up there on a stretcher, right? This is the thing. Kyle's balance is brilliant. You know, it keeps teams on their heels defensively. So I probably should just stop overemphasizing the need for that wide receiver. Because if he come in and say, man, I'm open, just throw me the damn ball. You know that kind of guy, right? We don't need that. So, you know.
No, we don't need that. No, we need that. We're pretty much by committee, pretty much. So everybody working as a team. So ain't no give me the damn ball type, like your T.O.'s or Ted Ochocinco type of guy. No,
there's a lot of guys around the NFL doing that.
I love them.
Yeah.
Right.
But we're a team that's going to kill teams with balance. And also, you know what's really nice? We got enough guys now that all have absorbed the offense. You're going to see something. I'm almost guaranteeing we're all going to see something different from that offense this year. Because you notice the defense has always been good. It didn't take long for the defense to learn that defense. It's just balls to the wall and kick butt. And that's what they do. And they do it well. Not a lot of scheming involved, just raw, brute force. And, you know, some things they do as far as schemes go. But the offense, Shanahan's offense. Now we've got about 5 perfect guys. The nucleus now played long enough together. They know the offense. I think we're going to be in for a treat, Jamel. And I'm going to stop crying about the wide receiver room.
And you can go back to your ooh la la's again.
Oh, I can't wait to bust out in song. Especially in the third quarter when we're playing the Rams and the game is well in hand.
Oh,
ooh la la. Ooh la la, la la. Well, the 49ers are pretty much taking care of this. We're midway through the third, and the Rams are down 37-3. As that one field goal, just pretty much is all they've been able to launch against this 49ers defense. It looks now Kyle and Coach Shanahan sending in Trey Lance to open the fourth quarter. So look at these Bills games. And wait. If we humiliate the Rams in that fashion, I'm going to lose my mind. The only thing is we won't hear from
and we're already, you know what, like last year, we did that, no, we beat them, and we were like decimated with injuries, and we still beat them and smoked them twice. You know what I'm saying? We were like custodians, sweeping them. So, yeah, Rudy, you guys. Boy, you are touched, boy. You need to stay off that crack. I'm telling you, man. Yep.
So, you know, we're going to see, though. I think we're going to see a team that's on a vengeance tour, too, anyway. You know, because 49ers say, you know what? Y'all clowned us last year, huh? Everybody's sitting up on the bench watching the game up in the glass booth up, you know. Clowning, talking about how 49ers ain't got nothing going on this year. And my favorite, Jamel, the Super Bowl jinx is real. No, it's not.
Right. No, it's not.
Had we been healthy, it wouldn't have been no. You know? God.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so next year when I see Coach Shanahan on the sideline, I was like, looking at him like, you see that, man? That's Mike Shanahan's son. So, and you know where he gets his knowledge from. Exactly.
And it's in his DNA anyway. Even Shanahan's.
It is in his DNA.
It is, you know. I think he doesn't have maybe Shanahan's son. He's got that same DNA.
Yeah. Apple don't fall too far from the tree.
You know, and if he likes football and he can't help it, he's already around it now. So you know, especially if you go name your son after Lil Wayne, you know, Wayne Shanahan.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, Jamel, I'm gonna say, Jamel, always good to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a while. Let's see you Sunday.
You got it.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Glad to hear you feeling all right too.
Yep.
All right, fam.
All right now. Yeah, good night.
Night. Hey, Rick.
Ronbo.
Rick. Yeah, man. Hey, Rick, you know what I like? This is why I love to come and talk to the fam, man. I'm sitting there. I'm just going over what teams got who as far as wide receivers go, and I'm looking at what we've got since 2017. And honestly, Rick, it goes back farther than that. We have not had a Pro Bowl wide receiver since T.O. left, talking about how I love me some me. We ain't had no me like that in a while. So, you know, I'm wondering, when is our time coming to have that again? So, you know, looking at the Cardinals, they're overstocked. Looking at the Hawks, they got a brutal duo. Look at the Rams, that's a substantial group. Is this unnecessary worry? What do you think, Rick?
No, it is, Ronbo. You know you're tripping.
And I needed to be told.
No, we're good.
We're
good. We got
and like John pointed out, on paper, we're the worst team in the NFL as far as talent goes by name. You know?
And who says it?
49ers Ultimate Report. Well, he's right, because you look at the Cardinals. I mean, you got AJ Green, you got D-Hop. That's a legendary lineup right there. Between those two guys alone, you know, Larry Fitzgerald, we're lucky he quit, and that just would have been ridiculous. But they got Chark and a couple other guys. They got some speedsters, and then of course the Rams. They got Woods and they got Cooper Kupp. And those guys nearly got 1,000 yards apiece. You know, so you know. I'm just envious to a degree. We still whoop that butt. But Rick, go ahead, man. What you gonna say?
I was just gonna say though, their wide receiver cores, yeah, they shine, but it's gonna be against other teams. It's not gonna be against the Niners.
Yeah, I know, right?
The quarterback's not gonna get a chance to throw the ball.
I see. That's what I'm talking about. The defense is gonna stop all that anyway, but they do look good on paper.
He might be able to cock it back, but he's going to get his neck cracked as soon as he tries to throw that damn ball.
Oh,
God. No, I think we're good. We got Brandon Ayuk.
You do.
Debo Samuel. And then we got George Kittle. Come on, Ronbo.
I got all the faith in the world those three guys. They just need time. George Kittle's already established himself. You're right, you know. Yeah. Kittle's like the best tight end in football. You can't have everything.
Wide receiver too. Shoot, might as well that's what he's getting paid for. Tight end, wide receiver.
That's what he is.
Yeah, them hands, they can catch the ball and they can run through people.
And he does.
What other wide receiver core can do that?
That's true. Travis Kelce is finesse. Travis Kelce's not going to hurt anybody out there, and he's not crazy about blocking, as you can see. George Kittle is. George Kittle is a football player. I mean, that's a football player's football player. Nobody has that. We do. They need to be jealous about us, don't they? Yeah, they do.
That's what I'm saying.
Damn
That's
right.
what I'm saying.
High five. Boom. Yes. Get jealous about us, Cardinals, Hawks. Y'all ain't got a George Kittle, Rams. Oh, Rudy says they do, though. Yeah. You know.
Oh, Rudy. He's Rudy Poo Candy Ass. That's what he is.
Man, I got to look up this guy he's always talking about. Rudy says they got a George Kittle guy over there, 6'5", certain amount of pounds. I forgot how much he weighs, but he runs a 4.39. I think Rudy's lying and making that up. So he comes in with science fiction because he's jealous. Yeah.
Don't believe the hype, Ronbo. Don't believe that hype. It's just like people trying to impersonate you and say, oh, I'm going to do this Ronbo. You a damn lie. You
Thanks.
a goddamn lie. Come on now.
Ricky, too kind.
They're drinking that Kool-Aid. They're drinking that Kool-Aid. They need
but you
to
know
get
what?
up out of here.
Our guys are going to shine this year, and I'm not going to be. I'm going to be proud. I'm proud of them no matter what. look at some of these other guys who've been like legendary for the last few years, and I just get a little concerned. But our guys going to stay healthy this year, Rick?
Yeah, we got it. We got it. I mean, we're going to get banged up, but, you know, there's a difference between playing hurt and being injured. You know, our guys are going to play hurt, and we're going to run over people while we're hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know how we do it, Ronbo. They don't got the heart that we got. They don't got the heart.
That's it. Hey. Rick, that's it, man. Nobody has the same heart as the 49ers do. That's the one thing.
They don't bleed that red and gold. Come on. Little D was over there.
There's something to say about that togetherness, man. I just tell you. I love it.
They better pull their skirts down when we come into town. Because we want to hit it and quit it. It's gonna be over by halftime, Rumbo.
Rick, well, you know
they can have those yards in trash time when our starters are chillaxing, getting ready for the next game.
And when they're playing everybody else, or else you can look like Jared Goff. Most quarterbacks, even Aaron Rodgers to a degree, when our defense is healthy, they got that deer in the headlights look standing back there waiting for the snap. 76, touchdown, cut. Audible. 39-4, sink. You know, Rodgers was making me laugh because you could tell he saw the defense and knew if they was going to go with the play they originally called, it wasn't going to happen. Jared Goff, McVay just said, screw it. Listen, just back up and hand the ball off. We're going to run it. If you stand back there more than 3 seconds, you're dead meat. And that's going to be the case. See, Stafford don't know it. Rudy don't know it. But that defense is going to be lit this year. But I'm telling you right now, people there's going to be bloodshed in the backfields as a lot of these teams were playing.
They're going to learn. Yeah. They're going to really learn. It's like that backup quarterback that tried to do something for the Lambs, and he almost got his damn neck broke.
Oh, he was hurt.
Get up out of here.
I felt sorry for him.
Get up out of here.
Yeah, setting up he was on the ground. They set him up. He couldn't do it by himself. Started rubbing his neck. Called for the wagon. Oh my God. Football.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Rick, let's talk some more. Let's have some more fun on Sunday, man. It's fun. That's one thing about we do great.
You know we will, man.
Talking that trash.
Appreciate you, man. And remember, we're number one. We're number one franchise in all the land.
Yes,
all
every category. You're right, Rick.
All the land. Later, Ronbo.
Later, Bam. Yeah, you know, I tend to worry sometimes about things I don't need to be worried about. You know, I'm going to put Eric Armstead back in the middle where he belongs. George Kittle already said, if you don't know Ibukum is strong, you better know, because I know, because I blocked him, and that dude's built like a bleep brick house. Really? Okay. I like the sound of that, George. Guerreros. Hey, Ronbo, you don't have faith on our Niners? That's why we are faithful. Oh, girl, no. Oh, don't let me be accused of that. No. I'm just saying, my concern is I like reading those names, like the who's who, as far as receivers go in the NFL, you know? And the Cardinals are the ones that impress me the most when I look at those names. They don't necessarily have to beat us. I'm just looking at names. A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins, same team. You got Metcalf has now established himself as one of the league's biggest and baddest dudes next to Lockett. It's just, Ellis! Ellis. Maybe Ellis might be with the kids. Don't bother him. He'll be back. Hey, Jay.
Ronbo.
Jay, man, I'm tonight. I'm looking at us. I should have never done this though. Now that I think about it, there was no need of ranking the wide receiver groups in the NFC West because clearly, when it comes to names, we don't have any that are going to be able to compare with the names in the NFC West. The NFC West may have the best wide receivers in the game. all in the same division. I was crying about this before the draft. I said, Kyle, I need a primetime receiver in this draft. Kyle ignored me, as you know, and he went and got a quarterback. He couldn't even give me Kyle Pitts. If I would have got Kyle Pitts, I would have turned him to a wide receiver. I got him out there rolling with George. Jalen Hurd comes in. Look at this. Jay, look at this. I got Jalen Hurd. I got Kyle Pitts. And I got George Kittle on the same line of scrimmage.
True that.
Ooh la la la. Even for the ball snapped. But I ain't got that. We're gonna be fine though. And now that we talked about this for a while, but Jay, what are you thinking, man? I can stop crying about this situation.
I think I'm really, excited what's gonna bring this year. Think this is gonna be a come out party for Brandon Ayuk, and he's gonna shine it. And I was listening to the radio. Yeah, he has potential. And I was listening to the radio the other day, and they was talking about the best tandem wide receivers. And they ranked Kansas City number 1 with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. And I'm like, Travis Kelce is not a receiver. He's a tight end. And he ain't the best tight end in the league anyway. He's a great pass catcher, but he's not an overall best tight end in the league. We got that in George Kittle. He can do it all. He can catch, and he's a yak brother. So this is what I wanted to say is that I think we got the right pieces, as our receivers, and I think we're going to do very well this year. I think we're going to come out and we're going to do our thing. Because it's only one football. We can bring all these weapons in at the end of the day. If you don't have a quarterback to throw the ball or have time to throw it, you can't. The weapons can't do what they do anyway. So
you go make sure that didn't happen. I got a feeling they're gonna be all over.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying. At the end of the day, like I've been.
Oh yeah. It's
right.
Gonna be
Exactly. Because we can have C.J. Beathard back there throwing the ball, and if he can't get it to them weapons, you know what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Kyle did the right thing by drafting Trey Lance. He knew you need a quarterback to get the ball to your weapons. And then, at the end of the day, you got to have that offensive line to protect the quarterback so he can throw it to them weapons. Because if you don't have either or them two things, you know what I'm saying, it don't matter what wide receiver, Julio Jones, T.O., Jerry Rice, you ain't got the quarterback or the offensive line to throw the ball, it won't even work anyway. So,
well,
I just say,
thing is, if you have that guy, you're gonna have a different kind of offense. It's gonna be interesting to see though. We're gonna run the ball. You can see what Kyle's got planned though. We're gonna run the ball a lot. It's gonna be play action, and I think he's wanted to do that for like the last 2 years anyway. We did it in 2019, a lot of success. But this year, Kyle's hardcore serious about that. And this is what makes his offense work better than anything else. So we'll see what happens, especially with Alex Mack at center. And Aaron Jones, do you know Aaron Banks? Do you know that dude can get out in space with that big body? That's what they say he does.
Yeah,
like nobody else.
When I was watching his little highlights, and the dude can move. And that's going to be perfect if we can, get big runs and he can – add a little more, a few more yards or touchdown even, so I'm very excited to see our offensive line, what they do, and, hopefully Raheem Mostert come and be ready for week 1, and we're going to do our thing.
Jay, in fact, I see a couple, we can go into this in the next week and Sunday, I see a couple of 1,000-yard running backs. And that's it. Because, see, now you got McGlinchey, who's one of the best run blockers in the league, next to Banks. On the other side, you got Thomason and Big Williams. Yeah. We can run on either side. So no matter what the team does to adjust, we're going to run as easy as much as we want to.
This is what people don't understand. We're going to be a balanced offense. So we don't need no 100 catches, over 1,500, 1,800. Those don't win you games. Balance does. You know what I'm saying? Running the football, throwing the ball. Therefore, you had these teams, these defensive coordinators pulling their hair out, don't know who the ball going to. That's what it's all about. Being balanced, not throwing the ball 50, 60 times a game. You know what I'm saying? We got to be balanced. And Kyle knows that. He knows weakness in defense. He knows holes in defense. And that's what he's going to exploit. He's going to exploit your weaknesses. And that's what, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And about
That's how it does. Boy, he exploits your weakness. Boy, he'll tear you up if he sees an opening. And that's why that's why we played the Packers and everybody complained, why would you throw the ball? Their weakness is they can't stop the run. When you see most are getting over 200 yards, you don't need to throw the ball.
Exactly.
So,
he was averaging 10 yards a carry. He was averaging 10 yards a carry, and they wasn't even touching him. His uniform was so clean for him to have 200 yards. It was not even funny. And, yeah.
Wait, Jay. No. It was funny. It got to the point in the fourth quarter. It was hilarious.
No, I'm saying it wasn't. I'm saying his uniform was so clean. It wasn't even funny that what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. It's hilarious stuff. So
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna be okay.
But I think we got a great receiving core. I think we're gonna do really well this year. So that's what I hope.
It's like you're saying, it's all in the strategy and how you put it together. Because you can have all the tools in the world. If you don't know how to use them, you can still be beat easily. But the Cardinals,
exactly.
Cardinals, that's
exactly.
Oh my Lord, that's a talented stack. Anyway, we go get them.
It is. We got one. It's only one football though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm counting on that too. Jay, I'll see you Sunday.
Right.
All right.
See you, Ronbo.
All right. Good forward. And there's Mr. Block Ice Tutu talking our wide receivers. After Debo and Ayuk, the last few spots are up in the air. I feel our wide receivers will be okay. Just have consistency and be healthy. Boy, that last sentence. Just have consistency and be healthy. Be healthy. Please be healthy. It's almost asking too much. Ever since 2014, 2013. Maybe it goes back farther than that. Coming up lame year after year. Oh, good gosh almighty. As I look over at production, they put his name up there. He's one of the founding members of TNT. It is way back. In fact, Trez, get in here, man. Let me get out that red and gold.
Hold up, wait a minute, Rumbo. Go on and put some red and gold up in it.
Trez, do you realize that we go all the way back to Kaepernick versus Blaine Gabbert? How many years ago was that? My God.
Too many to count, Rumbo.
It's getting up there, man.
Count.
I used to love it,
You
Trez.
know, I remember.
that relax.
I remember when the channel first started, Rumbo. You know what I'm saying? I was watching you then when you first started. Before the call in, you were just giving us a play-by-play of what happened during the week.
You know, and then there was Trez, and we hit it off right away. I got such a kick out of him. This dude is laid back, relaxed. He's got that country style about him. It's really fun to listen to it. Well, you know when you hear Trez called in.
ATL all the way, Rumbo. ATL all the way. But let's get to the scheme of things, Rumbo. What's going on around here these days? What is happening in the news? I've been missing. I'm going through a little transitional period in my life. You know what I'm saying? Closing one chapter, opening a new chapter. I just retired from my job, so.
Okay. Well, good. Time to
kick
back and relax.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I've been missing off the scene for a minute.
Right.
But, trying to get things together. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Kyle got called out the other day for holding an illegal practice. Somebody turned in some footage of us practicing during a time that the league's rules says you cannot be out there too early having any contact drills. Is Diamador Leonore was out there smoking Sammy Watkins' nephew, cousin.
Watkins, yeah.
Yeah, Watkins was getting destroyed, and NFL got a hold of that film. Kyle, you ain't supposed to be doing that stuff, man. You got to, you know what? Taking a week off, you got to be punished for that. So they took Kyle to task on that. And I said, you know what? If you had a good lawyer, can get you out of that, though, Kyle. They can look at footage. You got to have somebody out there to testify. You know?
Right. Well, Ronbo, the head coach can't be everywhere at all times especially when you got practices going on that you spread it out over the field. I don't know if everybody been to a training camp practice before, but it spread it out in multiple groups all over the field. The head coach basically be over there with the offense is basically, going at it. And he should have been right there for that drill because it was an offensive drill with a defensive player. But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, you got a coaching staff. They should have stopped that and
then there's
corrected it,
Yeah. So somebody did get cussed out because it's embarrassing. Because there's Kyle saying, "Well, we got a man hurt. We got a couple of guys hurt. We're just going to shut it down." I didn't plan on doing minicamp anyway. Now it makes Kyle look like a lie because Kyle knew that he had gotten a week taken away from him. That's why he's cutting out. But maybe not. I'm not thinking that way now. So.
Well, all right. Well, just to touch bases with everybody with what did happen and what didn't happen. Okay, we didn't get Julio Jones. Okay, kudos there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know me and how I felt about Julio. I mean, if we got him, we got him. We didn't. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't no biggie. I mean, I do think we should improve the a key player at the wide receiver position. But Kyle's so iffy, man. It's just really you don't know. He gets certain players, Rumble, and like say he would have got a Julio. He might not even use Julio in the way he was being used before. You know what I'm saying?
Tell him if
you
he
never
can't
know
block.
with Kyle.
Yeah, I know.
Right. You never know with him. You know what I'm saying? Like Richie James. Richie James just shows you nothing but plus signs. You know what I'm saying? When he's been out there, he's still Kyle is holding him back, man. It's like he's holding him back.
Tress, can I just say something about Richie James though? Because here's the thing about Richie. I have a feeling Richie's problem is Kyle wants all his wide receivers to block so you don't know what he's doing. If you're out there blocking, then that means the defense can't figure out what's going on. Richie's probably too little light in the pants to be blocking. So I bet that's it. Because Richie can play wide receiver.
Yeah, he can play, but he don't get the opportunity too much, and that's like I said, that's the go figure with Kyle. You know what I'm saying? Just what would he do with OBJ if he got him? You know what I'm saying? Like we know what he did with Julio in Atlanta, but he's head coach now. It's a little different.
And OBJ ain't famous for blocking either. So
exactly. He thinking about getting the ball, and then too, how much would the offense change if we had that me player on the field? Like we were force feeding, we got to force feed him to make sure he get his numbers. You know what I'm saying? So
that's how Baker screwed up.
I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Because you see how he matured. Soon as OBJ went out of that lineup, man, he became a different quarterback.
Yep.
Became a different quarterback.
You can't have a diva. You've got to have. And Trez, you know what? I think you just hit the nail right on the head. We look at that as being peculiar, but Kyle knows what he's doing when it comes to that. If I get a guy out here that's going to be crying about touches and doing an AB on the sideline and embarrassing me on national TV, that's not going to work. So I'm going to get a good receiver that's a part of the team. I get it, Trez, just for this conversation.
Yeah. And I think that's how Kyle look at it. Me personally, I kind of think, him. He wants full control at all times, and he don't want a player that he can't control. I feel like so.
He got Julio to buy into it, though, Trez.
Somebody.
He did get Julio to buy into
it.
Well,
Julio. I mean, from what we've seen, he's a professional. You know what I mean? He really is. He don't make waves. He don't. This is the most wave he's made saying I'm out of Atlanta. Think about it. How long he's been in the league now? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, he's a professional. Everybody don't handle it the same, though. But, OBJ, he's a diva. So it's different, personality, Yeah, so, but we'll see. I think if you just get a good nucleus together, a group of guys, you know what I'm saying, that's dependable, man, because, our receivers stay injured too much. We flip-flopping the lineup too much. We can get some consistency out of the receiving group. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Then things will be a lot better. We can't get the consistency, though.
And, Trez, we got rid of the most healthiest receiver we had. And I was laughing because I said to myself, we get rid of the most healthiest receiver. He missed a game one in Kendrick Bourne. We get rid of our lineman, defensive lineman, and he never missed but one game, and that was before Kyle even arrived in San Francisco. and we got rid of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, if anybody goes more than 2 years, 3 years of not getting hurt on this team, he's automatically going to stay on this team. If I hear anything about Fred Warner in the future, possibly being dealt, I'm going to lose I'm just going to lose it. You know what, Kyle? You and John, man, don't do this.
What's the deal with school? I mean, I heard he got waived
ACL
by
ACL and
so he went on and waived him. Okay, so all right.
Well, I think they know nobody's going to pick school up, right? He gets waived, clears waivers, he comes back and he rehabs with the 49ers. They put him on IR. They needed to do that to create a roster spot for the new guy.
You think Pete the Cheat won't pick up school just because?
I know, right?
Just because,
for nothing but
just
intel,
because.
right? I know.
That's it.
Oh,
That's it.
God, the man is sleazy as it gets. God,
and it
doesn't help many.
He wants to know how Kyle ticks, man. What makes that offense tick? What are you guys doing right here when you do this? What do you guys? Yeah, pick him up for intel just alone. Come on now, you know how he works.
He knows. Pete gets beat by the Rams on a regular basis. That's all there is to it. The Rams go into Seattle, they come to there. The Rams are going to beat them. It's the same offense, Pete. You know, you guys have a problem with dealing with the defenses on both teams, both the Rams defense and the 49ers defense. You know, you got a couple of lucky breaks, but we still sent you to the wild card game when we needed to. That's the thing. That's it right there. So it's not going to help you to know how to stop the offense. You don't have the defensive horses to stop either unit.
That's true. That is so true.
So he.
Well, that's all I got, Ronbo. I just wanted to touch bases. You know, I'm gonna try to be in here more frequently. You know, TNT. You know, we would never, ever go anywhere, Ronbo. You know, all the rest of them have, but you know,
appreciate you.
We here to stay. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
So we love you, Ronbo. You have a good one. I'm gonna try to, you know, get up on the news of what's been happening. But like I said, I've been going through a little transition here, trying to get to this retirement thing going, and you know, see how my life's gonna go from that point.
Because you've already got the den set up, so you know you ain't got to do no work on that. And that quarterback, that 49er room is just lit.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Robo. I appreciate it. Just same as yours, lit. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? One more thing I want to say real quick. Jimmy. I think Jimmy's having a good camp so far. You know where things are going for him. I think,
do you know he hasn't missed
competition?
Yeah, it fired him up. He has not missed one pass yet. Now normally by now you should have missed one or two. Jimmy ain't missed a reception yet. Look at him. I knew it.
Yeah.
If he stays healthy,
look out.
What
have we always said? What have we always said? Sometimes you need to bring in competition. Competition is healthy. For, you know what I'm saying, it lights the fire, you know. You tell everybody, you know, your job ain't secure here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna continue to try. If we can get better at this position, we're gonna try to get better at the position. We're gonna keep bringing players in, you know what I'm saying? Don't ever get comfortable.
Never.
You know.
Because CJ and Nick was not causing Jimmy to lose no sleep. So, you know, you're right.
None, Ronbo. Look, none. Not a eye piercing open. And saying what? So, you know, now you got this kid behind him. So hey, like I say, you know, that's good.
He's got lots of potential.
You know, and I'm looking for big things from Jimmy this year. So I ain't with everybody else on. Oh, you know, we need to start Jimmy or start Trey and put Jimmy. Let Trey learn, man. Let him sit.
He's probably not going to be ready for the start. Not now, anyway. He's got so much to learn.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're going to see.
And we all know that they're going to turn the page. We know this, so we're not saying that we need to keep Jimmy. We're saying this kid needs to learn. Okay, that's what we're saying. So,
But you know, Jimmy comes from the school of Belichick and Brady. You keep that rookie on the bench as long as you can. So you know what? If this time next year people said, "Oh God, man, what's Trey gonna play?" Dude, we just won a Super Bowl. Trey may be there for a little while longer. That's gonna make a lot of people
mad. We're on the waiting season.
you know.
Yeah, we on the wait and see with that one, right?
Oh God, yes. Well, I'd love to get a Super Bowl now too, because you got the team to get it. If they can stay healthy, Trez, they should have won. They should have went to the Super Bowl last year. I know Tampa Bay looked like they was just pure hell, but I still think they could have been beat by a healthy 49er team that knows what they're doing
no
together.
Other team was decimated. No other team was decimated like we were. No other team. But if we could just stay away from that. Oh Lord, please, and people, stop talking injury talk all the time.
I know.
if you don't speak it, it don't manifest.
It won't happen exactly.
Right. Yeah. All right, Ronbo. Have a good one.
You too, fam. Be looking for you as soon as possible too. All right.
All right. Shout out to the TNT family.
Hey, certainly. Night, fam. There goes Trez, cool as can be. And we'll go back and check out on Ellis. Hey, Ellis. Ellis. Oh, Ellis, I thought it was one of them situations. I already had a picture in my mind. You sitting there driving along, and one of the kids picks up your phone and throws it out the window.
Yeah, man, not tonight, man. Thankfully, not tonight. Yes, sir.
And you know, man, I'm telling you, man, we're sitting there looking at, and mainly me, I got envious as I looked around the NFC West at the receiver rooms. I says, man, we got our free receivers aren't bad, but we rank dead last when it comes to experience and accolades and, God. So I got all can our guys, if we get a third guy, and whoever that's going to be, can we stay in the same field with these receivers? We can, though, because our defense is not going to let them get away with that. But, you look at what they got in L.A. They got Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. Got a couple other guys that are good, solid third men, fourth men. They picked up a new kid that's got all kind of speed. I said, oh, Jesus. And I wanted speed so bad in the draft. And you look at the Hawks. The NFL's already projected Lockett and DK to be the best duo in football. What? And then you go look at the Cardinals. It's ridiculous. So he says, my God. Ooh, man, these receiver rooms are making me mad. I want some. And then after talking to folks tonight, I feel good about us now. And it takes more than just names and talent to beat the 49ers. You got to have a Kyle Shanahan. You've got to have a unit that plays together. Ain't no I in team. It's all about the team effort. So what did Kobe Bryant say about that too? Kobe's got another offset the I and there ain't no I in team. As Shaq told Kobe, man, ain't no I in team, man. And Kobe said something that had me in tears laughing about that. I'll go look that up. It offsets that I in team thing. But fam, what am I thinking? Am I overthinking this? Are we gonna be okay? I mean, I want Kyle as they build this team to keep an eye out for a premier wide receiver, and we could already have it. It could be Ayuk. I already know Debo's got a huge potential. He's just got to keep his hamstrings all right. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Yeah, we're just on the side, Ronbo, where we don't have the names, that everybody's familiar with, and they might have some accolades and what have you. But what we do have are a lot of guys on the rise that have already kind of shown, what they can do, and we got guys that haven't fully yet been able to show what they can do. So, I'm not scared in any way, shape, or form. And I feel like for some reason, him not talking about what he didn't bring up. Kyle didn't bring up Craig Kraft. He didn't bring up Austin Watkins, and he didn't bring up Jalen Hurd. I think Austin Watkins, we haven't heard nothing from him, but that don't mean he's not balling. And when I seen that play against him and Diamador Lenore, all Diamador did was just put hands on him in the beginning because he was about to lose him. He could not keep up with Austin Watkins, and Austin Watkins is a big target. Yeah, man. If we was in the game, he would have got us 15 yards. So let's not, I think it was just nice to see that he was aggressive and he was willing to play man. But not only did we get flagged for it, but he was holding them. He was doing this. He was doing the shit that Richard does all the time that we always get in trouble for.
Hey, remember
and how ironic that he's the one that's been coaching him. So we got to make sure that we keep an eye on that kind of stuff, man. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking on the facts, because when I looked at the video, when I seen how Austin Watkins got off the ball, all Diamador did was put hands on him. But if it came to him actually without putting hands on him, he would have got lost on that route.
Yeah,
and Austin Watkins would have got the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm just saying, you know. And then we still got Kevin White, you know. We got Craycraft, and we got some guys in there. And I feel like because Kyle's, you know, not really saying too much or looking really too eager to get a receiver, he's got to clearly be confident in what we have. And we still got Richie James, we got Debo, we got Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk ain't even busted out the seams yet. He just barely got started. You know what I'm saying? Last year he played how many games? He missed 4 games and still almost had a 1,000-yard season. Okay, let's get it clear, gentlemen. Let's get the stats clear. So when we're talking about all these other guys, CeeDee Lamb and all them, none of them even could come close to Brandon Ayuk. If he had a full 16-game season, he would have passed every rookie.
Come to think
so
of
let's talk about it.
Yeah,
let's talk about it. Anyway, but you know, because for sure he would have had within those 4 games he missed. You could probably almost guarantee Brandon Ayuk would have had, you know, and no less than, you know, 80 to 100 plus yards a game.
Oh, easily.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least 3 out of those 4 games. And because, you know, he's been the hot hand when he has been playing, you know, that would have been a sealed deal. So anyway, I'm looking forward to Brandon Ayuk, man.
In 1 year. Yeah, just, you know, true.
And had 3 quarterbacks. Man, come on, man. We just, you know, and that's another great point, Ronbo, you just made. So I rest my case.
Yeah.
He's
going to be the guy. I got a feeling. But you know what? He's in his 2nd year, so he hasn't had a chance yet. But I was just looking back at some of these guys that had already been around for a while, and they're on other teams. And I always wondered, we never made that big purchase. You know, do you think we missed out on getting Julio? Was that a good miss or was that a mistake?
The only thing I would say that would probably go against us if we would have got Julio is that there would have been some other guys that would have lost burn, and that would have maybe we would have lost interest in and could have slipped through the cracks. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if we get Julio, then he gets injured, we get half a season out of Julio, maybe, I'm just saying hypothetically, and then we end up losing some other guys in the midst of it all. It just, you kind of think about it, and draft picks, in which we wouldn't have had a draft pick till the 3rd or the 4th round or 5th round or something. We can't do that. You know what I mean? Unless we got some guys that we're ready to go get some picks for, and we already have that pretty much in the bag. You know what I mean? Which is what I was saying with the whole stuff with Trey and us having to do what we did. And that wasn't for Trey. Let's be clear. We had to go down to Miami because nobody else wanted to trade with us, not because we went all the way down there to get Trey. That was what the cost was for that. So that's just what it was. Everybody keeps making it seem like we just traded down to the 3rd because that's where we wanted to go. We had no choice but to go there, and that was what it cost.
And some other teams, some other teams turned the 49ers down. They didn't want to trade with them. They had to go that
that's what I'm saying. They were scared. Yeah, they were scared. They didn't want. We don't want the Niners getting. You know, most of them were NFC teams. We had the Eagles and a few other guys that didn't want to do no business with us, at least from what I understand. But anyway, like I said, man, it's just, you know. It's just going a little bit. Everybody's kind of jumping out the window, and I'm not really. I'm concerned more about the Cardinals than I am the Seahawks and the Rams. But you know,
they've been worrying me for the last 2 years.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, but Ayuk could be that guy. And you know, I may not have to be whining about this. As I said before starting this program, you know what? I hope it's the last year we have to have this conversation. You know, because we're still looking for that elusive, dynamic one guy that every team plans for as far as a wide receiver goes. Could it be Ayuk? Debo is that kind of guy that's going to beat you up because of what he does and how he plays. But he's not that wide receiver that's going to go down all of a sudden he's busting out. Although he is. Debo is good, though.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk has attributes and moves after the ball or after the catch like Julio Jones. And it was funny, I seen something that said he is a young Julio Jones. I seen Des Bryant and somebody else I had seen, they were saying Brandon Ayuk is a young Julio Jones. So, you know, I mean, he's in the making. You know, he's fresh. You know, he came in the way that he did, and everything just kind of was like, I know it was unexpected for him. You know, we've been kind of sneaking and getting these good guys, man. So, I look forward to seeing Brandon Ayuk, and I look forward to really seeing Jalen Hurd. I look forward to seeing Richie James get more burn and get more, we got to utilize that guy, man, because after this year, I think he'll be getting a big payday if he has a nice solid year, or hopefully he'll want to still be a Niner. But, we don't want to burn bridges like, kind of with KB and stuff and be funny with the money.
I know. Them 1-year contracts forever. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, you can't do that stuff. Yeah, fam. That's bad business.
Good stuff as usual, Ellis. I'm going to tell you what, I'll see you Sunday, and we'll talk more about this fantastic team. Ellis, thanks for promoting them likes, too, Ellis. Man, I love when you do that. Thanks, man.
Hey, man, it's all love, family, man. That's what we do, It's all love, peace and love. Shout out to production, man. Shout out to you, Brother Ronbo. Thank you, as always, for the platform. And, man, shout out to the good guys, all the Niners out there, man. And shout out to you other fans from other teams that's coming in here. If you guys can go get the rest of the other 23 teams from the NFL and come in here to get in this chat, y'all going to make the likes. Y'all going to run up the likes, and you guys are going to make it a little more exciting. So come on. We ain't scared of nothing. Peace, bro.
They're the ones hitting them dislikes. I'm going to get y'all for that, too, boy. I'm going to find a way. Thanks, fam.
hey, we're going to get some moderators, and we're going to start blocking them and kicking them out. They ain't going to be able to come back. Anyway.
All right, fam.
Peace, my brother.
Thanks, Ellis. I got you, fam.
Sure.
And there's the real Big Show, who says, hopefully we bolster up our receiving core in 2022 for Trey. We haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since Anquan Bolden. And actually, Anquan was, it's funny, Big Show, because you don't take credit for that. Michael Crabtree said, if it don't be for me, he wouldn't have got all them yards. Because Michael Crabtree did think he was fantastic, and he drew a lot of attention. And to some degree, he might be right a little bit, but still, Crabtree, you should have got 1,000 yards then. And that way, if Bolden gets 1,000, it's not your fault. Or you can't take all the responsibility. You don't need to be, And there he is again. Rudy says, hey, Papa Dragon!
What's going on, Ronbo?
P Dragon. Man, I'm gonna sit there. I feel better now. That's why when I have these anxieties and I come in, open up the phones and talk to my family, I feel better.
Get your therapy lesson, huh?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is like better than any aspirin. Because I think I look at our wide receiver room and Pop, honestly, as you look around the NFC West and look what they got in their wide receiver room, it's uncomfortable for me. I think, God, look, and the Cardinals are that's just ridiculous. I mean, God. And when they said, and it seems the Cardinals have been in contact with the Falcons in an attempt to get Julio Jones. No. They have no right. None. And, can you imagine? You got Julio Jones, you got A.J. Green, and D. Hopkins. But you know what, Pop? That might have been a formula for disaster because now ain't enough ball for all them legendary figures. So, maybe they should have got him.
Yeah. No.
But Lockett and DK over in Seattle, Robert Woods, that boy can play. Him and Cooper Kupp, nearly 1,000 yards apiece. But now I feel better.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, well, let me break it down to you like a fraction. All right, first of all, I mean, it takes more than wide receivers to win, and we all know that not a single wideout has ever came to a team. I think maybe one time, just once, I saw it happen. And that's when T.O. went to the Eagles, and they went straight to the Super Bowl, and he played on that broken leg. So it's one of the very few times I saw a wideout go someplace and make a huge difference. But they have to be, in that West Coast style offense, and they have to be the number one read. And, they draw double coverage and they still beat double coverage and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. Julio is going to the right team. You never ever see these number one. Yeah, I think so. Because, I live in Nashville. He's going to the right team. He goes to a run-first team where he goes in, he becomes the number one right out.
But just briefly address this. You got a team that has been hugely successful running the ball. Derrick Henry must be averaging near 200 yards a run or a game. What are you going to do with Julio?
Mm-hmm. Well, they're going to do what they've been doing. They're going to play action and throw over the top. Tannehill, I believe the first year he came in as starter, the second half of the season, he was the highest rated quarterback and had the most yards per completion. That comes off of that play action. But see, their play action is different from our play action. I mean, theirs is more of a pounding style and get the ball out to the wideouts. I mean, ours is a lot of crossing patterns, a lot of slants, we do a lot of screens. Yeah. We do all that kind of stuff, which is why the safeties have been coming up. So the key to this season, the surprise, my fantasy sleeper this year is Brandon Ayuk. Okay, I think Brandon Ayuk, again, he played with 3 different quarterbacks last year. Yep. You know, he still almost had 1,000 yards and he missed time. So let's say he doesn't miss time. Let's say he plays with the quarterback that's on fire. You know, he plays with a quarterback that's on fire. You know, then maybe I think he gets 1,000 this year. To be honest with you, I can see him averaging 75 yards a game, 80 yards. He gets his brand
that groin from pulling and all those other things that speedy guys always have a problem with. Yeah.
Right. There's no other receiver too, I think, in our division that can do what Debo does. I mean, Debo he's a dual threat wide receiver, right? So I think from that standpoint, and then here's the thing that really chaps my ass is that, you know, we allegedly have the best tight end in the league, but you know, he has 14 touchdowns in 3 years. So, I mean, they need to get his TDs up. Seriously. So, I mean, if you know, I know Shanahan's a schemer and he sets things up off the run. That's going to be a lot thrown at you in his game plan. That's why really a number one receiver, kind of like a Julio, that gets averages 90. He averages 95 yards a game. Career.
His touchdown production's not high either, though. You know, that's really strange.
It's not. No, it's not high. It's not high because, you know, they don't throw to him in the red zone. So, you know, I think if they look at Kittle as, okay, look, Kittle, you're the best tight end in NFC West. Let's get your touchdowns up. Let's get him to 9 or 10 touchdowns. If you get him there, okay, that should open up some things for Brandon Ayuk. You know, you got Devo on these slants and crosses and, you know, all over the place. And then we haven't even talked about the third guy yet. So we got a big 3 already.
We're trying to find that guy. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't think we have to find him. I think, you know, I think he's there.
If Jalen Hurts is healthy, he is that guy in the red zone.
Yeah,
you could see he's very comfortable in that red zone. But what he did to that cowboy in that one example, and that was good technique.
No, he's a grown man. You know, he's a grown man. He just, like I said, you know, at this point in time, you know, he'll get there. They just have to take his time with. But I just think that where the 49ers make the mistake is that I think that sometimes it seems to me that, and I like that about him, but I think sometimes Kyle gets a little arrogant. You know, I think sometimes you got if someone gets hot, leave him in there, play him, let him play his way out of the line. You know, I know James has like inconsistency issues, but man, I mean, it's hard to go for 160 yards plus in an NFL game, and he did it. So, you know, I think that you got to, you know, do what you can, but this is not this receiver is going to get 14 targets in a game. It's just not going to happen. You know, so I don't really worry about it personally. I think that the rest of that division needs to worry about the running game of the 49ers, because no matter what happens during the regular season and in October, November, more November, December, it's going to be the running game that gets them there. But it's going to be the passing game that's going to put points on the board. So balance is going to be important, but we got to get those touchdowns up in the playoffs and in December. And we need our man Kittle to be a big factor in that. We need Ayuk to be a big factor. We get those two guys close to 1,000 yards or beyond, 10 touchdowns each. That's a lot of touchdowns.
And you know, your strategy is right on target too, because if Kittle's getting a lot of touchdowns, that is going to make it free up other guys, because you got to double cover him now. And that automatically makes a problem for everybody else. And we got guys who are elusive enough to get away, especially guys like Richie James are just quick.
Yep. It's like, don't even, like I say, don't even worry about it. Like I said, I think that the 49ers have the most depth in that division, thank God. And provided that they seem to be in a paradigm shift this year with the draft. You know, we spent too many years trying to put the all disability team on the field, you know, drafting people with bad knees and whatnot. So hopefully those days are behind us, and we just got to move forward. We'll be straight. I'm not worried about the other teams. I just the Cardinals don't scare me because their coach is a fluff. Right?
That's my only saving grace is knowing that Kingsbury can't coach. You know, he couldn't coach in Texas.
And their quarterback, right? And their quarterback. The problem with their quarterback is that the NFL is going to make him play pro ball. He can't play college ball and win. It just doesn't work. So I don't worry about them. The Rams got to adjust to a new quarterback, and for some reason, Kyle has his number. And the team that worries me the most is Seattle, because Seattle's going to get School.
Yeah, well,
School's going to be in their offensive line next year. Yeah, School's going to be in their offensive line starting next year. Watch.
We got to go. I'll be looking for you Sunday.
All right.
It's always a pleasure.
Hey, man. Yep. Thanks so much for the platform, for what you do. You absolutely rock, my man. I really appreciate it. Everybody support Ronbo and his channel, and big shout out to production.
Thanks, fam. We all love you back. All right, man.
All right.
See you Sunday. Earth to pop. I wonder if we leave and come back with. Pop, that's his cardio, what he calls it. Pop.
Oh, I've been working out lately, Ronbo.
I can tell.
I've been working out.
All right, Bob. Have a good night, fam.
You too, bud.
It's hilarious. Hey, Break Davis. When's the last time I called that name? Break Davis. Wait a minute. Is that the same Davis in the chat?
Yeah, that's me.
Break. Come on in, man.
What's going on, Robo?
Hey, man,
how you doing, man?
I'm sitting back here talking about the wide receiver room. And Break, you know what's so funny? This whole get-together tonight has made me feel much better about our wide receivers. I don't know what I was thinking, I got all envious of the Cardinals and the Seahawks and the Rams wide receiver rooms. Well, hell, they're not, it's not helping them any. It's not like they're winning Super Bowls. And by the way, Break, one thing that's always been said, Super Bowls are rarely won by the presence of a wide receiver. You know what?
That's true.
Unless it's Jerry Rice or somebody like that, that's been the case. So,
Yeah, when we had Jerry Rice and John Taylor, obviously that was the glory days for receivers.
Yeah. And they were different.
I think with Ayuk and Debo, I think they might not be on that level, but I think you're going to be surprised with how good they're going to be. I think we found that third guy in maybe Richie James or Hurd.
I think it's going to happen. I think we already got him in house. Yeah. I think we all believe in Richie. Richie, let's see what he does. Because I think everybody's pulling for him, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, if you look at that one game where he just exploded, what do you have, like 180 yards receiving?
Against the Packers?
He's got that potential. Yeah. There's potential for him to just for him to go off, So I think just having a quarterback that's consistent, like if Garoppolo is going to be our starter all year, just be consistent. If he's going to play all the games and stay healthy, I think you're going to see a development from Richie or even just some other guy that's just going to step up.
Yeah.
Ayuk's going to be a monster, man. I mean, he's going to be. I could see him being a Pro Bowler this year. I think he's no one's really seen the
not his
ceiling
full
of him yet.
potential. Not yet, and that was his rookie year. So, and
Yeah.
Jalen, and
Yeah,
what if Jalen Hurd is really healthy? You know what? We can't leave Juwan Jennings out, Break. If he's doing what he's doing right now, I think Jennings is a little pissed off about last year and that hamstring. He lost weight.
Yeah.
He's out there doing a good job right now. It's unfortunate we couldn't get one more week to see what these guys are doing out there. They're going to take 40 days off, and I hope they come back as sharp as they were before this just the other day, because I want to know more about Juwan Jennings. Break, he's got the size. You know, he's not fast, but he's picked up his speed. He's got the size
I hear
to manipulate.
I know he's not fast. He doesn't have that top end speed, but I hear he's like explosive right now. Well, not right now, but during camp. And I think it's going to hurt, obviously, them shutting down mini camp and not coming back till July. But I think that's going to hurt his progression. But from what I've heard from all the beat writers, that guy, he's completed a 180 with his body. And, you know, if he was slow and he's cut a little bit of weight and put on some muscle, I mean, you can't teach speed, but you can get faster if you change your body, you know, and maybe that's what he's done, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's going to be nice to see him, you know, kind of forget about him because he's on the practice squad all year and we never had a chance to see him get called up. But I'm seriously looking forward to Hurd and Jennings, and I think we're all right at receiver, man. I was wanting Julio and OBJ and all those guys, and I don't know, man. If Kyle don't want him and John don't want him, maybe they know something we don't know, and there's that third guy's there, you know?
Yeah.
So
well, you know,
I'm excited.
Kyle just put it in common sense for everybody. Look, we could get Julio, but listen, we're trying to build a team here that's going to last for a while. You go get Julio, well, yeah, we'll be fine this year, but year after that, what are we going to do? You see, because we don't know what we're going to do with draft picks we need. You know, you don't know who you could get in the free agency period. So he made a lot of sense. So I understand.
Yeah.
And Kyle, like you're saying, Kyle probably thinks he's got all the weapons he needs. He feels good about his receivers. He started calling their names off, and he's saying they're having a hell of a camp. So, you know, he's confident. Let's see what they look like.
Yeah, I think so. I'm excited. I think we're gonna. Man, if we could just stay healthy, that's the problem. It just scares me to death, man. So,
but Trez called earlier and said we got to stop talking about that. You know what?
I know.
There's going to be a day.
I know.
Well, you know what? Break. We can talk about it until training camp because you can't get it off your mind right now. It's too fresh from last year. So when training camp starts, from that point on, as 49er fans, we have got to vow to stop using the term getting hurt and injured. You know,
yeah. Let's hope
happen.
that all those days are behind us and those 2 fluke injuries, or 3 if you count Jeff Wilson, which was, oh my God, that hurt. But yeah, that sucks, man. I
love watching him.
You know
run.
what?
Man.
Yeah, that guy was awesome. And the 10, what do you have? 10 touchdowns last year. That's going to be hard to replace. So
yeah, is that all he had? Because I remember he had
maybe
4
more.
in one game.
Yeah, I know he put in the end zone quite a bit, but I think people are gonna really like Sermon. I think he's gonna be a little bit better than most people even really think. So he's a hard-nosed, tough runner. I mean, he's gonna get you those grimy yards, and I could see him and Mostert just being a 50-50 split between the touches and both grinding things out. So I think this team is. I can't remember a team as deep and as good as we are right now. Obviously, we haven't put it together. But just based on the talent we have, man, I don't see us having a problem really, you know, getting in the playoffs and making them run again.
Not as far as the personnel goes and the depth. And you got Gallman Jr. there. Also, that's they've got the running room is just really blessed right now. No weak links, and who knows, the kid, what's his name, Mitchell with the speed. They say he's
Elijah.
Elijah, they say he's good coming out of the backfield.
Yeah, good hands.
We might see more of that this year than we saw last year. And I want to throw the ball to Mostert. You get him in space. Get him in space. Mostert gets himself into space. What would it be like if you threw the ball to him already in space? Is somebody going to touch him?
And he can catch. That's what that was not there last year at all, which was really weird because Mostert has good hands and he could see the hole and he could take off. I'm surprised he didn't get him more touches out of the backfield. But talking about Elijah Mitchell, that guy he kind of reminds me, I know it's going to sound really crazy. He's not as good as him, but his running style is so upright. Like remember Eric Dickerson, how he ran. He had that real upright running style. That's what this guy looks like. It's crazy. So the type of looks we're going to give, all these different looks with the backs that we have, it's just going to open things up so much more because you don't have like 3 of the same running backs. You got 3 different ones, 4 different ones. So it's going to be awesome, man.
True.
Yeah, it's man. Fingers crossed that we can, go ahead. Sorry.
Somebody else. I was going to say, you mentioned Mostert's hands. Remember the game against the Saints 2019, right? But Garoppolo throws the ball to Emmanuel Sanders. Sanders does something nobody's seen coming, even Sean Payton. He steps back to the sideline, bombs deep downfield. Mostert is waiting on the other end.
Yeah.
What?
That's insane.
So he can catch, And I didn't know Sanders could throw the ball that deep and far.
Right.
And accurately.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that was nice. That was a fun game, man. That was awesome.
It was.
Yeah, we got plenty of weapons. Kyle needs to get in his bag this year and really, show the NFL what we really can do, because I love this team, man. I can't remember a time we just had this much talent. I mean, I've been watching the Niners since the early '80s, man. So, the talent level that we have is right on par with everything I've ever seen. So it's just a matter of
position for position. You're right, because we've been strong in positions before, but not every last one.
Yeah,
and including the defense. My God.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm pumped up, man. So
we should have been in the Super Bowl last year. We should have been at least fighting for it in NFC Championship, really. So because Aaron Rodgers wants nothing to do with our defense. He wouldn't have gotten past the Niners. Everybody should know that. Aaron Rodgers and the Pack would have never got past the Niners if it came down to the Niners versus the Packers getting into that playoff game. So,
definitely.
All right, fam. Hey, Brett, good to
hear from you. Hey, man, good hearing from you. Yeah, you too.
Get a chance. I'll see you Sunday.
Ronbo.
All right.
For sure. I'll be back, man. You take care.
All right.
All right, you too.
Thanks, fam.
Bye.
And go check it out with Tony, our man around the league, Atlanta.
Ronbo, what it is?
Tony, man, you're sitting there looking at things going on, man, and looking at. I'm delighted to hear that. I just wish Patrick, my homeboy, would show up in this chat. If I nailed him in Twitter the other day, and he knows to stay away from me, after Kyle Long, see, he was in here laughing and shucking and carrying on about the 49ers getting hurt. That's a big joke to his slimy butt, right? So now Kyle Long gets hurt, and I say, my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? You better tell your boy, Patrick, make sure you keep them cleats sharp, and as he going to be running like he was in the Super Bowl, and ain't going to be running forward.
Yeah, because they just replaced Fisher and Schwartz, the 2 former tackles.
Yep.
With Kyle Long and the kid from Baltimore.
Yep. That big left tackle, right? See now,
Orlando Brown.
That's him. You know how bad I wanted Orlando Brown out of the draft. People said, "Man, Orlando Brown can't help Kyle's offense. He can't get out in space. Big Moose can barely move." Is that true?
No, he can move a little bit, but he might not be a good fit for you guys' offensive line, just like ours. We're quick. You got to have cohesion with the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got smaller, quick lines like you guys and us. He's a big dude.
And the name of the game right now is you do need to get your offensive linemen out into space, and they can form that maze so your running backs can get out, right? So if he's that way, I'm glad we didn't get him, because I was thinking we was going to get him if we couldn't get Trey Williams. It's always offensive linemen. I'm telling you, Tony, as I always say, if I was like a school teacher and I saw a big kid that wanted to play football, and you know how kids are when you're a kid, I'm going to be a quarterback. I'm going to be a wide receiver. I'm going to be a running back. Look, kid, let me tell you something right now. What you want to be, keep eating, keep working out, keep getting big, stay nimble, stay quick. You know what a left tackle makes in the NFL? It's
almost as much as the quarterback.
Stop with the sexy positions and get something that's not in everybody's play. I mean, everybody doesn't want to be an offensive lineman. In fact, you rarely find a kid between the ages of 12 and 15 who wants to be an offensive lineman, right? So I said, learn to be that.
But nowadays, Ronbo, because I with a former state patrolman, my job, I helped him coach 1 year. I was his defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
But Ronbo, I couldn't do it because of the parents. The parents are awful nowadays with the young kids.
Yeah.
How come my son is not a quarterback? You got him at guard. He should be a quarterback. These parents are terrible, man.
That's why I stopped. I worked Pop Warner with a friend of mine 1 year, and just like you're saying, hey, don't you think my kid would be a little better at the QB? I work with him all the time.
Receiver, yep.
A wide receiver. I work with him all the time. Yeah, I know. You got to talk to this guy's dad, okay? And he'll tell you why his son is probably a little better equipped to do that. You can't talk to parents like that, though, because they support the booster programs.
The moms are just as bad too, Ronbo.
Oh, God, they're the worst. They're yelling on the sidelines at you while you're coaching. Get your head out of your ass, coach. What? Whose mama was that?
Every parent wants their kid to be the next Dion.
I know.
And that's not the case.
And if they're not getting enough snaps, yeah.
Yeah. But Ronbo, we signed a couple of minor journeymen linebackers today that might help us on special teams or whatever. But Calvin Ridley had a foot procedure done on Tuesday that they told us about yesterday.
Yeah, they said he'll be back.
Minor.
He'll be back in time for training camp, though, right? From what I heard. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And but I'm telling you, Ronbo, I like our team because in 2016, the year we went to the Super Bowl, when Matt Ryan set the NFL record throwing touchdowns to 13 different receivers, Julio Jones missed 3 games that year and still had 1,400 yards. Matt Ryan is going to be throwing to a lot of different receivers. I think it's going to help now that Julio's gone. I can't believe I'm saying that, but
No. You're right to say that. We were just talking about Julio a little while ago for that same reason. Julio Jones, anytime you got a man that averages 95 yards a game, that blows everybody away. Jerry Rice can never even touch that, right? Julio also made life better for all those other receivers. He played a role
he had double coverage
that opened the door for those other guys. Yeah, and it didn't help none. Double covering him. Julio's going to outrun you. Yeah.
Yep. God. Watch out for this, Ronbo. If we get on the roll, Arthur Smith, the offensive coordinator for the Titans, is now our head coach.
Yeah.
Arthur Smith and Matt Ryan, they get cooking like Ryan Shanahan.
Yeah.
Just watch out. Just watch out. Like a weapon.
It's going to be interesting because, like you said, Sarkisian was not the answer. Who'd you have last year? Because you fired Sarkisian the year before, right?
It was what's that? Dirk Cutter. Dirk Cutter, and they went out of town. Yeah, he passed too much. You got to run the football. You got to have balance.
I don't know why. Tony, a lot of the thing about it's a passing league. You know what? Yeah, it is, but don't forget if you're that obviously going to be passing the ball all game long, you're going to get beat. Because now I can set up a defense. He ain't going to run the ball. Guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit back. I'm going to have my defense, my edge rusher going back in coverage. Everybody's going to be back in coverage. They're not going to run the ball. So, you become too predictable, you get beat. You got to have balance.
I'll tell you this, Ronbo. I'll tell you this. If I'm not taking a shot at your coach or nothing, but if Kyle Shanahan, as an offensive coordinator and as your head coach, Super Bowl 51 and 54, and ran the damn ball at the end of the game, we would have been world champions, and you guys would have been world champions.
And I would have been so happy because you guys would have beaten Tom Brady. And Brady now walking around here, he ain't got enough fingers on one hand for all his Super Bowl rings.
Yeah. And if Seattle had ran the ball, you know what happened with Marshawn Lynch?
I'm mad at
Tom
them
Brady
too.
Would have lost. Tom Brady would have lost 5 straight Super Bowls.
See now
before
that's
he beat
why.
the Rams.
And see, that's why you got to put him in the conversation now. Now he's the GOAT. See, I used to love to argue with New England fans. They come at me because they know I'm that kind of guy that's go stand up for my boys, right? Hey, dude, listen, man. You guys can talk about Joe Montana all you want to. The best quarterback of all time is named Tom Brady. What?
Really?
Let me tell y'all something. That'll get into my thing, you know. Tom Brady wouldn't have survived in the same era as Joe. Joe took punishment like no other human being, got up and still did what he did. And also, Tom never needed his kicker to help him win a Super Bowl. So I'd get so upset.
And then Joe leaves San Francisco and takes Kansas City to a game before the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
His first year in Kansas City.
I saw it.
So
I said,
it was him and Marcus Allen. So you never know.
That's the way it works. Tony,
Joe was the best.
I tell you that, football, it evolves, but I'm not sure if it's getting any better. Hey, Tony.
I agree.
Always fun to talk ball with Tony. I'll be back Sunday. I'll be looking for you, okay?
Yes, sir. And Falcons, Niner Empire, please hit the likes. Please hit the likes. Please hit the likes.
Thanks,
Ronbo is
Tony.
the man.
Thanks, Tony.
Take care,
Appreciate
sir.
you. All right. Have a great night. Night, Tony.
You also.
That's Tony, one of the coolest fans from another team you're ever going to meet. Rudy, he loves for us to notice his team, doesn't he? There he is again with another little thing. Ronbo CK email. Tight end Jacob Harris is in camp balling. Now, if you get a chance, Jacob Harris is a guy we're looking at that is 6'5" and runs a 4.3. I first of all, that has to be that's got to be confirmed. I do not believe that for a minute. If he did all that, everybody should know about him, right? You ever heard of Jacob Harris? Hey, El Salvador!
O-O-N-B-O! Red and gold radio!
That's what I'm talking about. Sal, have you ever heard of Jacob Harris? Have you ever heard of Jacob Harris?
Jacob Harris.
Who is that?
Yeah, some scrub in L.A. that Rudy keeps talking about.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to see him. Yeah, I think that's the guy.
I don't know. I don't want to Google him. I don't want to give him no fame.
I just want to. I'm gonna go. You know what? Rudy's got my interest has now been piqued. I'm going to go find him after we get through here. I want to know if Rudy's lying. Sal, if there was a guy in the league at 6'5", 2 whatever, running a 4.3, why don't we know about him until Rudy came and told us?
I don't know. They're into those type of players out there. They get big body guys. They try to change them into like receivers or something.
Mm-hmm.
They did that a couple years ago with one player. I forgot his name.
Mm-hmm. And everybody else did too, because he's probably not playing anymore. Yeah. So you gotta know what you're doing with that stuff, man. We got one though from Canada. Vetto. What's his first name? Anyway, he's 6'5", and somebody said, "Hey, somebody hit the chat." Said, "Yeah, he's slow." See, if you're 6'5", though, you don't need to be fast. I just need you to get to the end zone, and I'm gonna throw the ball up high, and you can use that ability to get up there, the peak of the league. You go to get that touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the subject tonight, Sal. I stopped crying about our receivers, though. I'm grateful for what we got. I just. It's like, you remember for Christmas, if you got your neighbors got one gift and your moms and dad didn't get you that gift. And so he's got I got last year's version of Xbox. He just got the new PS recent, now you're mad, right? So, it's like that. Man, God, the Cardinals, Hawks, and Rams to a degree, they got outstanding wide receiver rooms. But Sal, is there any reason to be mad about that?
You can't really be mad because everybody built their teams differently.
Yeah.
LA, they went all in one season, spent some money. They got those, they drafted Cub, but they brought over Cooks, they brought over Robert Woods. So they had that real high flying offense one year.
Yeah.
And then Seahawks, they've kind of been lucky with their draft picks. They developed Lockett, and they hit on DK. But the Cardinals, that's a scary team because they got that fucking little quarterback that just runs around and we can't catch him.
And look who he's throwing to.
It's kind of scary because there's gonna be one-on-ones, and they're 5 receiver sets. So that's gonna be scary because that little dude's just gonna take off. It's gonna be all designed runs.
But we got him last year, though. Remember, we heard him slammed his little butt into the dirt. He couldn't even play against the Rams the next week. Maybe we still incorporate that same kind of defense.
Well, that's up to D'Amico now, yeah. It's up to D'Amico.
D'Amico's got some plan.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, he's a linebacker, so we need those spies on those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
For some reason, we couldn't really get that game plan down with Saleh for the past couple of years. But you know, we were spying here and there.
And
But
Saleh, he adapted when he had to. But Saleh, he could have went to that a little earlier. He could have incorporated that a little earlier because he was like thinking frontline defense. I'm going to keep the rest of my guys back in coverage. We're going to be fine. Every now and then, Robert, go ahead, do that. Anyway, we figured it out.
You know, what I really wish with Saleh was I really wish he was a little bit more diverse with the defense. You know, I kind of say this all the time when I come on here and I talk to you. I really want to see some different looks out of that defense. And I'm not sure if I've been in here, but D'Amico, his press conference, he just kept saying aggressive, you know, attacking
I like
defense.
that. You know what that means?
That means that Ronbo. I went back and looked.
Yes.
Yeah, but I went back and I was just trying to see what kind of tree he came from. He had coaches like Wade Phillips. He went to Philly. I don't really know who the defensive coordinator was in Philly. But because I looked it up a little while ago. But I think he wants to put some 3-4 in here. That 3-4 scheme.
It was a hybrid last year. I think we did something. It's going to be still. I think they still use the wide because Kasurek is still there. We're still going to use the wide 9. But you know what? You're right. You're going to see some different stuff depending on who we're playing.
Well, yeah. And we got. I keep saying this. We kind of got the guys for it. We got the man coverage guys, DBs, and then those edge rushers, the guys that stand up, D Ford, Ebukam, and they could be linebackers and DNs on the same time. One of them's gonna come and one of them's gonna drop. That's how you get the different looks. You send, you know, you drop those DNs and you send Fred Warner up the middle. You know, on the, and he's one-on-one on either a lineman or he's one-on-one on the running back, and I take that any day. He has speed and finesse. So that aggressive defense, I that's what I keep thinking about. I'm not real much of the offense guy. You know, I could care less about getting the big wide receivers. It would be nice getting like a Julio or OBJ or like a young stud, A-Rob or freaking Chris Godwin coming up. Allen Robinson in Chicago, that guy's pretty bad. And he's lost up there because he doesn't really have a quarterback to throw him, or he didn't have a quarterback to throw.
You know, but you're right though. D'Amico in that defense is going to be interesting to see what he does because he's going to want to put his fingerprints on it right quick. And being a little more aggressive is what he likes to do. You're going to see some wild things this year. And hey, you heard about and Sal, if your defense, you're going to love this. You heard what George said about Ebukam, right? He said, that dude is strong. He said, George says, I know because I went up against him. That's a strong dude. So I said, okay, good. If George is going to chime in about that, I tell you what. Because we still don't know about D.
Well, Shanahan mentioned him last time. He was going to come back into training the facility so they could keep, you know, or is he going to wait till training camp? I thought he was going to go back earlier.
Well, nobody's going to come back until July. Shanahan shut it down.
Well, yeah, because of the training camp, yeah. But with the offense, you know, for the first 2 years is when the whole fan base really wanted the wide receivers because we didn't have no names out there. We had like Pierre Garçon catching the ball, and then he got hurt, and then I can't remember. Yeah, Marquise Goodwin in the first year. You know, guys like, who was it? Aldrich Robinson? Was that guy on the team?
Yeah, I forgot about him. Yeah, Aldrich Robinson. He brought all those guys with him.
For some reason, I remember that name, and I'm like, I wonder why.
Yeah, he made a few plays, but you know.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Trent Taylor was drafted, and they got. Remember the slot receiver we had from the year before? He says, "Yeah, I got to put him." What was that guy's name?
Curly.
Curly.
Curly?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Curly. And then he cut Curly and kept Trent. I said, "Wow, God, I guess taught him too much." So yeah. So
I really think they're gonna end up developing our guys.
Yeah.
We got guys to develop. Debo, Ayuk. Cross my fingers, Hurd, and then Jennings. I follow him on Instagram, and he's been a little bit more active this year. I really want him to break out and come out on the scene.
and hopefully we'll have to try to pay somebody big bucks in 4 years. Because you know what? We've been going along with rookies and second-tier guys that come to the 49ers like Manuel Sanders. You know, it'd be funny if Ayuk is going to cost a lot of money in 3 years. Oh, he's a first-round pick? Yeah. He's a fifth-year option. 4 years, 4 solid years with him, and then you got to pay him before the fifth-year option because he'll walk on you. But, man, I tell you, Ayuk looks awfully good.
He looks good. But, Ronbo, I want to just mention one thing before I go. What do you think about a mid-season trade for OBJ? His name comes up every year.
Every year.
The smoke, the fire is kind of it's kind of settling down. Julio went for a second and a swap of picks.
I know.
What would you give up for OBJ?
It depends on how we're looking between now and then. I mean, if we really put ourselves in that position, it depends on what we look like at the halfway point. If you're going to trade, oh man, I tell you, we have a second-round pick, especially if we're like 9-1. I guess you would have to bother the team then. You know what? So we got to go. I'm going to get back to me on this question. I need to think about this for a minute. What would I give? Because I have to think too long. All right. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo. You take care.
You
I'll
too,
see you.
Beb.
Take care. Have a good night. Later.
Oh, and Harold Murillo says OBJ is not hungry enough to win. You know, you do have to wonder. Oh, but somebody answered my question too, when Shaq told Kobe, "Hey, yo, man, ain't no I and T." And Kobe said, "Yeah, but there's an I and win." That was what Kobe said. Hey, Kobe, he's hilarious. Was hilarious. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, what's up, Rumble?
Hey, Bethel, man, I was like jealous when he started the show tonight of not having the best wide receiver room as far as name goes, because the Hawks got a better room, the Rams got a well-named room, everybody needs to be jealous of the Cardinals. The Cardinals got a room that nobody has. So I was just thinking. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way because a wide receiver is not going to win a Super Bowl for you. He may get you to the playoffs. He may make a few games count. You remember that year that the Minnesota Vikings lost that game because of that catch that Diggs made? Those are not – that'll get you a game here and there. But you don't have to have a premier wide receiver to win the Super Bowl. You just need a solid, well-balanced offense. So – I don't know. What are you thinking about that? Plus,
if you think about that game, people were saying, why are they not passing it? Why are they just running it? Okay, if people are crying about that game, look at the Super Bowl. People were saying, why Kyle stop running it if it's working, and why are they throwing it? Okay, if you're gonna cry about one game, you can't be crying about both of them. You're crying about the Viking game because he didn't throw you enough. Now you're crying about the Super Bowl because he stopped running the ball.
Damn if you
can't have both
if you don't,
of them.
Can't win.
Yeah. So and then plus, if you look at it, remember when the league put the COVID on Ayuk for the Green Bay game?
I'll never forgive him for that.
Imagine if Ayuk should have played in that game instead of Ricky James getting those 200-something yards, he would have got it. He would have been over 1,000-yard receiver, and he would have broke Jerry Rice's record.
Oh, I forgot.
Just with that one game.
Yeah, because you know what?
Yeah.
Richie James was running Ayuk's plan.
Yes, he was. So Ayuk would have made history with our rookies. It just because of the league, took that away from him. He's gonna probably be thinking, this year he's gonna make up for stuff that he should have got.
Oh yeah.
Last year.
And Bethel, the thing is, he was a rookie last year. He was just getting used to the NFL. He's used to it now, and ain't no telling what's going to happen now.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about our stuff. And then plus another thing I wanted to mention was that Seahawks fan that said that he called in because he's I think he said he was in that that fake league that you make your teams, fantasy football. I go, I have a friend that does that, and he knows everything about every team, even about our team, even about any other team. This guy doesn't even know stuff about his own team. That's embarrassing, if I will tell you. Like, if you're in that league, you should know about everybody. It doesn't matter what team they are because you're, in a fantasy, and plus you're trying to make money. So, you have to know stuff about that. And then plus, Rudy Putty, I don't know what he's talking about. If I remember right, the Baltimore Ravens they mopped the floor with you, what made over 40 points, and supposedly one of the best defense.
Yeah.
And they only won us by 3 points.
And we should have won that game. Kyle made some decisions at the end that he probably would change if he had it to do over again. And we get through that gauntlet clean.
Yeah. And then plus Baltimore plays the Rams this year too, so I feel sorry for Rudy Putty.
They got to deal with Lamar?
Yep, they do.
Hey, Rudy!
And plus they have to deal with them in week 17, and then we play on week 18.
That's good news. I love it. Lamar's going to run up for 200 yards. Man, I hate playing that dude, man. And you know what? He's more dangerous than Kyler Murray because Lamar. No, did you remember that game after you seen all that madness going on in the backfield? They hide the ball so well. You don't know who has it. And Lamar comes sprinting out there like he does at 100 miles an hour. Man, we stayed with them though. Our defense, we had trouble.
Yeah, we did.
We fought them all the way to the fourth quarter.
Yes, we did. So, so I don't know, I go, just imagine if we had the chemistry, we had everything going for us, on the COVID year, we would have had a better record, but because of the injuries, we didn't. So,
no. Yeah, that team was stacked, Bethel. That team was stacked from top to bottom. Nick doesn't get hurt. Even Jordan Reed doesn't get hurt. Jimmy stays off the hurt list. I mean, Nick Bosa. We had so many guys of the star caliber that if you have them all, there's nobody going to stop that team last year. Experience they had, as far as no more. We're new to this playoff stuff. No. They were ready. So
And a lot of the games, we barely lost. The only big ones that we lost was Kyle underestimated a certain team. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still competitive every week. True.
Yeah.
We just weren't going to win.
So
that's a tribute to Kyle's coaching. He really knows how to get a team ready for a football game. Now, if you give him the right personnel, he's going to get better than better. Just ready for a right football game. Now he's going to beat you up. So
Yeah. So, so it's going to be, I'm wondering what kind of stuff is he going to think about this year and what kind of stuff is he going to plan, because now you're going to have dogs on the right receivers, on a running game. He's going to have basically all around, where, you're not going to know if he's going to throw it or if he's going to pass, or if he's going to hand it off and let the line take care of it, let everything get carried.
And it's going to be so nice because that big guy. It's funny, Aaron Banks. I saw what he was saying. Some things the other day made me laugh. People look at me and they start assuming things. Actually, Aaron Banks, he can move that big body. Here, you got a guy. What we're looking at here? We've got two Trey Williams because now You got two huge, massive dudes that can move and get out there in space. With our running backs, I think that's what Kyle was thinking the whole draft. All right. This Aaron Banks kid's going to fit into what we do. All right. We got him? Yeah, we got him. All right. I know I'm getting in the third round already. See, the 49ers don't do anything by just randomly or even go to the big boy. Everything's a plan. You can tell. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
So that's why
and that's what they always do in the draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they always do in the draft. We always wonder, like, why are they getting this guy? Why are they doing this? We need help over here. But then when you see it in the game, you see it, what they're doing, you're like, oh, that's why they did it.
Checking the boxes.
And that's actually pretty smart. And
checking the boxes.
Yeah. So, and then we're all like, okay, that was smart right there. Okay, we see what you did. Okay. Mm-hmm. And when the league figures that out, it's already too late. Yeah.
No. And when they do figure it out, we move on to another concept. They'll never keep up. Bethel, you mentioned that. Do you know Bill Walsh? Bill Walsh had some extraordinary number of concepts coming from concepts. The man, his mind was a steel trap when it came to the game of football, right? I mean, Bill Walsh, you thought you figured that concept out. Bill would lead you with that and take you off another. That's why when Kyle does one play after another and they all seem similar, they're setting the other team up. And like we just said, for the suckers that don't know, when they do find out, it's going to be too late. Touchdown 49ers.
Yeah, and then, then another thing you got another thing where you figure out where they're making a play for this game, and they're setting that up for the next game they're going to play, because the team thinking, oh, we've seen this play, we already know what it is, and it's something else. And you're like, oh, shit, like, what just happened?
What just happened is what always happens when the fourth quarter I start singing, ooh la la.
Yeah.
Ooh la 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 la. I'm doing a lot this year. Bethel, we got to go, fam. I'll see you Sunday, okay?
All right, no problem, Ronbo. Like always, good show, and hit a like for Ronbo's show.
Thanks, Bethel.
All right, let's go Niners.
Yeah. You have a great weekend too. Until I see you again.
You too.
All right. Thanks. Ooh la la la. I only got to sing it 6 times last year. And I remember that one time I forgot to sing it because I was so used to getting my heart broken in the fourth. Was that one game we were holding on? What was that? The Saints. Remember, we had that game. Lost it in the last few minutes. I wanted to win that game so bad because we had done everything pretty much. We held our own, with all our guys out. Got to the fourth quarter. Who makes a stop? He just got over there. He just left us. Quan. Damn it. That was a touchdown. Alexander knew where we were going to go. Quan! Dang it. Okay, you know what? Let's not live in the past. All those things are uncomfortable. Ray Jr., thanks, fam. Ray, I see you when you say it all. Sometimes I don't always let you know, but Ray, thanks, fam. I always acknowledges and says nice things at the end. And Rudy, I'm going to go look up your boy, Jacob Harris, man. I want to see about this, man, because Rudy, I think you're making that up. I really do. Fam, I'll see you Friday as usual. I love you. Thank you for the contributions. Appreciate it so much. I'll see you Sunday. Let's talk some more 49er football. You know what I think I'm ready to talk about? I want to talk about the dynamics of that running back room. I'll see you then.